Hey folks, and welcome to the final stream of today. I'm going to be playing All Stars Racing Transformed, which is actually a really fucking fun game, even though the initial Mario Kart comparisons were kind of prevalent. But I'm joined here by Nat. You there? You still there?
Yeah,
That's good shit.
Why am I not surprised that you have the weeaboo bumper?
Because Kato made that special for me. So yeah, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be going through the GP Cups, because that way we get to see every track without all the repetition that comes about from like doing the World Tour thingy. And unfortunately, because I'm playing on the PC version here rather than my Xbox 360 copy, which has everything unlocked, I do have a lot of characters missing, including Best Girl Shadow. So I'm going with the next best thing, which is Metal Sonic. Yeah. People have seen the Neptunia characters in the bumper. Yeah, I like NetNet. So yeah, Nat, how are we doing for donations so far? What's our current total?
Get ready.
1 sec, let me check.
1, go.
Our current total is at 1,580.
Good stuff. So yeah, earlier today, I believe it was while Volk was playing Fantasy Star 4, we did cross the threshold to unlock the Fire and Ice playthrough, Sonic Boom Fire and Ice. So that will be happening on the first incentive day, which will be a fun one actually, because that is the one of 3 Sonic Boom games that's actually fun to play. I played that for the first time a little while ago and actually had a surprisingly good time with it. At least surprising compared to what I was expecting. So yeah, that's another game that I don't think gets that much love, obviously because it's tied to the Sonic Boom name. But yeah, we've got our first incentive days unlocked. The next incentive will be at 2,000. So we've got a little way to go to that yet, just under 500. I think it's, you said 1,580, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if someone wants to blaze it into the donation box, then we'll have a new game unlocked then. Just a little hint, folks.
Tanner's been hyping the shit out of Amazing Island as
He
well.
really has, yeah. I've never seen anything from that game, so I hope it's as exciting as he says it is. Let's try not to crash around the corner here.
I've been saying that if it doesn't live up to the hype, that we should just like make him play Super Monkey Ball golf for like all eternity.
Yeah, well, there's no reason we can get a little bit more golf in before the marathon's out. Little hint there, Tanner. Yeah, so basically, first up, the course. No, I'm going the wrong fucking way. Jesus Christ. The first course that plays is Seaside Hill, of course, because they have to get Seaside Hill in. It's like fucking law at this point. If you're making a Sonic crossover game or any kind of Sonic spin-off, you've got to get Seaside Hill in somewhere. Like, it's been in the main games, in Heroes, in Generations, and it's also been in spin-offs like some of the phone games. I think it was in the first racing crossover game, and it's right here. That was, I did badly there because I got myself confused when I was in All-Star mode. Got these scrub coats going off the bat, but I need to pick up the slack a bit for the next races, and hopefully won't go as tits up this time. So yeah, in the load screens you do get this little fruit machine, and that basically just gives you a free item if you manage to roll 3. But it's mainly a way to make the load screens less obnoxious, although I'm not playing this off my SSD because I don't really have much space on that right now, but it's still playing off a hard drive on my PC, so it doesn't actually take that long to load. Tom, I'm not going to retake a race. Ignore the fact that when I was recording this for my channel a little while ago, or the 3DS version for my channel a little while ago, I did end up doing a few resets, but we'll ignore that. And speaking of the 3DS version, I do want to just point out that the 3DS version of All Stars Racing Transformed is absolute fucking trash. Like, it's... I think I referred to it on stream a little while ago, a few days ago, as like the Sonic Genesis to this game, Sonic 1. that's not an exaggeration. It is legitimately awful. The frame rate chugs like a bitch. It also manages to have screen tearing issues despite being a 3DS game, and that is kind of a major problem because screen tearing is even more obnoxious when the screen that's being mentioned is actually tiny.
How does the soundtrack sound in the 3DS version? Because if I recall correctly, like Sega Genesis kind of just like had really crappy soundtrack compared to Sonic 1.
The soundtrack is just a little bit compressed for the 3DS, but the soundtrack's the only part that actually survived alright. But yeah, Sonic Genesis did have a fucking trash soundtrack. That was a combination of the fact that the GBA soundtrack in itself is abysmal, and then they didn't bother really adapting it to it either, so it just sounded like all the bass was just this weird generic thudding effect, which is horrible to listen to.
And we've got a $13.69 donation.
Nice.
Welp Mania Knuckles is happening. Damus to the rescue again. Also, Flame loves slime girls.
I don't love slime girls. We've been through this last year, Damus. No, but thank you for the donation, mate. So, is that and Knuckles unlocked now?
Look. It's too late in the day to do maths. One sec.
It's fine, get a calculator if you need to. As long as you don't end on it, you'll be fine.
Not quite that.
How far are we off of it?
We're about $7.51 away.
Okay, there we go, folks. If you want to get Knuckles, and Knuckles mode on the Sonic Mania Plus run, then you just got a little bit more to donate. Okay, I've got myself back up to first in the GP standings, so second, I think. I skipped past it too quick, but I'm getting better. I'm recovering from the 6th. Oh, I've got an ice shield. I think we got some trolling antics going on, but hey, if you got money to donate to overtake it, then go for it, mate. And yeah, I missed my quick start. The quick start trick for All Stars Racing Transformed is not on the 2 like it is for most modern Mario Karts. It's actually on the 1. It's not quite the 1, it's on the transition between the 2 and the 1. That's when you want to put your finger down on the trigger and get yourself boosted up. And here we have the Afterburner stage, which it seems to look more like Afterburner Climax than the classics, which makes sense given, 3D graphics and whatnot. But it's quite a cool track, and it does actually make a fair bit of use of the gimmick of this game, which is the transforming vehicles as well, because you get both boat and plane sections quite generously delivered around the level. That guy just got swatted by the blooper thingy.
I've already added it, Tom.
Yeah, and that's on the ball with stuff. So, one of the problems that I have with this game, which appears to be fixed in Team Sonic Racing with the addition of the Wisps, but the items are a little bit on the generic side, which kind of does hurt the game's identity compared to Mario Kart a little bit. because Mario Kart has the Mario franchises like mushrooms and flowers and things like that are already well established that they use as items, whereas this you just got generic things like firework and ice ball and stuff like that, which it does the job, but it does feel more like ticking a box, really, which I guess it's one of the advantages now of like they're doing a Sonic specific thing, so there are the Sonic specific wisp attacks, but they still could have done like different Sega themed items here and they didn't, and that was the problem with the original version of the game as well.
We just got a $100 donation.
Oh!
Hey look, Sonic is in the lead for Sonic Mania. Knuckles better donate some more people.
Nice one! I'll take it as Domo's fault.
I'm gonna assume that it was.
Given by what he's saying in chat right now, I think that's Domo's. Thank you very much, mate. And that one didn't have any slander attached to it, so I'm happy with that as well. Quick, okay. Yeah, I got the flight. Instigating bid wars is perfectly fine. It's all for charity. And banter's fun in itself too. I'm always a little bit nervous about taking that shortcut there, because there's a lot of shit to crash into, so I do end up taking the long way a lot of the time.
Way to go.
Came second. Where's my overall ranking?
Results.
Right, I'm at the top by 1 point, so really I need to get first in the last race here.
So we're about $306.31 away from reaching our next incentive.
Whoa, we're getting closer, folks. And it's pretty fitting that we're getting this quite early on, given Snake's just finished running Panzer Dragoon. Here is the Panzer Dragoon themed course, which is honestly a really cool course, because there's a lot of stuff that like starts falling apart in the third lap, graciously.
I like that Ristar is the one who starts the, like, who waves the flag in this game.
Yeah, I remember that being a bit of a controversy, sort of, in that like everyone had been asking for Ristar to show up as a character in this game, like after he was cut out of the first one, and clearly they still didn't listen enough, and they just planted him in as a flag bearer at the last minute. Which I would have liked to see Ristar playable, but hey. I will say I probably should address this on stream. I know I said it on Twitter, but I did have to call off the Ristar run from the marathon. I was going to be playing it. The reason for that, and I'm going to just say it flat out, is I am terrible at the game. I did a practice run a little while before and did another practice run and didn't realise just how terrible I was. And I just figured that, you know, if I'm constantly having to like save scum my way through the bosses and shit, that would have made for a pretty terrible stream. So if I'm gonna cover that game anywhere again, I would rather do it more justice than that. You know, don't want it to be a boring stream of me getting frustrated at myself. But yeah, so that's why we did add Sonic Colors to the list, which I believe is on Sunday. So that will be an extra one we put in to make up for that and Postman getting called off. And I will say I am also planning to do the mirror mode cups on this, which I was originally considering could be an incentive, but given I've screwed around with the schedule a little bit, we'll give you folks a little bit of a freebie, especially as you've been so generous right now.
I'm not sure whether or not Damus is addressing you or not.
Perf Jesus, yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Yes, I am a skinny white guy.
Is there any particular reason why you're called Perf Jesus?
I take it it's because I'm a pervert who looks like Jesus.
Okay.
I don't know. Damos likes calling me that, and I'm okay with it. Yeah, this game is beautiful. What's not so beautiful is me getting twatted by everything I go past.
No, you need to get good.
I do need to get good. To be fair, I'm playing on hard mode. That's my excuse and I'm sticking with it.
Boost.
So, did you have an equivalent to blue shell in this?
There's not really a blue shell. That is one thing that I can give this game in credit over Mario Kart, in that the items in general are a lot fairer. Because like, say the shells and whatnot in Mario Kart, if you get hit by one of them, it completely stalls you. And it takes a long time to recover. Whereas this, like, it's a minor nuisance, but it doesn't completely fuck you over. Hey, I know the meaning of subtlety, I just choose not to use it.
Long shot.
I'm thinking I might not win this cup, just a hunch.
Firework.
Fuck you. Okay, I think I got third there from being an absolute dickwad at the last second. Let's see, where'd I come overall?
Results.
Oh, I did win overall. Okay, I'll settle with that. Might not have been a fair win, but it's a win nonetheless. Yeah, BTJ was my rival. It seems weird in the way this game scoring works, because it doesn't seem to give you a consistent rival throughout the entire cup, which is weird because it makes it a lot easier to place higher.
And we just got an $8 donation.
Ooh, is that
Damn
right?
you. Damn you, Damus, for making me do this. Put this towards Mighty and good luck for the rest of the marathon from Silver Dude.
Thank you very much, Silver Dude.
A-class. Metal Sonic. Balance.
Yeah, I'm just playing through the cups for this one. I'll be playing the regular cups and the mirror mode cups. I got a twister.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
Went a little bit early for the thing, so let's just fuck over the guy in front of me.
Transform boost. Firework.
Yeah, I will play the outrun track. So that's actually a track that came with the bonus edition of the game, and it's also downloadable content that you can buy if you don't have that. Although, saying that, I have never seen a physical copy of this game on any system that isn't the special edition of it. I think they really overwhelmingly printed them.
Looks like we might have a walk on our hands here. Just got a $25 donation saying, hey look, Sonic is #1 again.
Oh, nice one. Well, no, RNG. If I have a guy directly in front of me, that usually means I'm going to want an offensive item, not a glove.
Transform boost.
Fuck.
Tails has gone all-star.
The Tails' All-Star theme, which is a remix of his Sonic Adventure 1 theme, believe in myself. This game's music was actually done by Richard Shark, at least for the most part. He was the one who handled a lot of the remixes, to my understanding. A lot of them are really fucking good. Especially Shadow's All-Star one, which takes the portion of Super Shadow from when he transforms at the end of Shadow the Hedgehog. It's that little mashup with a little bit of All Hell Shadow and a little bit of Live and Learn. it, aye aye. You're Tanner's enemy, not mine. Fuck. I kinda need to catch up here. If you other guys on the track could slow down, that'd be very much appreciated.
Is this Green Hills there?
No, this is... I think this is a monkey ball track.
Oh.
Green Hill isn't actually in this, surprisingly. It's definitely going to be in Team Sonic Race. I haven't seen it, but I just know. They did actually show off a very short clip of gameplay earlier from the Team Sonic Racing thing. They didn't name the course, but it looks like Cool Edge, which I am 100% okay with. I didn't deserve that win.
Second place.
Is anything like of yours deserved?
To be fair, if I was racing well, I would consider it a deserved win. But yeah. Next race onto the Sonic Colors level.
Get ready.
So now this is the track that is absolutely going to murder the stream quality, so I hope you guys are ready for a massive wall of pixelization. Move it, Sonic.
Low pitch.
You have wrong way. I meant to fire that forward, but I must not have had the controller down properly. I just knocked the guy off.
Boost.
Did I just like drive off the edge?
You might have. I think I just knocked the Shogun guy off.
Firework. Twister.
So is there any multi-track drifting?
What was that, sorry?
Is there any multi-track drifting?
Unfortunately, well actually there is the layered drift system. So if you drift your way around the corner, then you get a level of boost dependent on how long you've been holding down the drift. So sort of, you don't get the Eurobeat though, but you know, take what you can get. I really want to hold on to this first, but oh, actually it looks like II's quite a way behind me, so as long as I'm careful I should be okay. Famous last words, I know.
You've probably just jinxed yourself now.
Absolutely. Let's send the thing back just to be safe.
Ice.
Lap 2 of 3, so I've got to hold it out for another lap.
So would you recommend getting this game?
This game is fantastic, yeah. If you go into it expecting a Mario Kart clone, it's probably gonna feel a little bit weird to get used to. But it does follow the same kind of conventions, and I would say it's hard to compare the two, but as it stands on its own, it's a really fucking fun racer. This is from someone who really likes mascot races like this, by the way. I am really looking forward to Team Sonic Racing as well. I know there's been one of the things that people have been sort of divided on, the fact that it is just a Sonic only racer after the whole All-Stars thing they've had going for the last two. But honestly, as long as they do keep up an interesting track list for that, I will be fine with it being a Sonic only one. I hope we do get some interesting track choices rather than just obvious picks though, and if we're getting Cool Edge then that's a good start. And hopefully that means we'll get a remix of Cool Edge's theme as well.
I absolutely love Cool Edge's theme, especially the daytime one.
Yeah, the daytime level, that is so cool. Oh shit, I see bananas behind me. I win.
Results.
Oh, I'm tired with II. Oh, he must have sniped me at the last second without me realising in the last one, I'm not sure. I'm confused. Stunt boosts last longer. Cool. I love this track. Just the visual design of it.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
Too quick.
Drum.
And Nat, have you read out the most recent donation?
The $25 one?
I just saw that brought up in chat. I don't know if that is the one that was read out or not.
That was the one that was read out.
Ah, okay, cool.
Like, unless there was another one.
Have a little look.
But, yeah, I'm refreshing, but I'm not seeing any, like, new ones since then. So.
Ah, that must be the one they meant.
Yeah.
Tom! If these guys could not keep overtaking me, that'd be lovely.
Alright, I'm just doing my job, trying to live my life. I don't need these accusations. You're doing great, guys. Keep it up.
Okay, now can you block him, please?
I don't think I can.
I love how I had pity move and it still only got me to 4th.
You block me and I fucking kill you.
Good luck with that, you'd be blocked. I'm not sure who got All-Star, but this music is fucking sick. Oh, it's gone.
Damn it, the incel is right.
Fuck you. We all love each other here, really. Oh, this particular power is annoying when you get hit because it reverses your control. And then you have the moment to adapt, and then you have the moment to adapt again when you get back. I shouldn't have tried to take the shortcut because I always fuck it up.
Swarm.
Jesus Christ, now that was a good place to put Blowfish, I'll be honest. Where I just put it wasn't because everyone's going to fly straight over it, but hey. There's the whole reach for the stars thing going just because Sonic got All-Star, but I think he's a safe just behind. Yeah, Sonic's right at the back, I'm safe. Let's try this first. Yeah, go on.
So what would be the most annoying ability to get hit by in this game?
I'm tempted to say if it's not yours, then the swarm. And what that does is you get a swarm of bees that show up and you got to swerve in and out of them, otherwise you get hit and it slows you down. The other one was the one that I got hit by like a minute or so ago, where it reverses your controls around.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, it's a Spa.
Hey,
Hello.
Spa.
Sorry I'm late.
That's alright. Can everyone hear Spa? Because Spa's sounding a little bit quiet on my end, but then I know that my audio's been fucking with me this session, so we'll see.
2, 1.
That could be my microphone. It could be the fact that there's a cat in between me and the microphone.
Nah, maybe if you just try turning yourself up a little bit if you're able to. If not, I'll do it between courses.
Yeah, I could turn my audio up a bit, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Move it
How's
higher.
that?
Still a little bit quiet.
Okay.
I'll turn you up on Discord when I'm done with this race. But this particular course I do quite like a lot, if only because there's so much dynamic stuff going on with the arena around here. Because like everything falls apart, and I think this is another one of these strengths of All Stars Racing Transform's like level design, in that they do tend to adjust the tracks on the fly. Like when you get onto the second lap, other things start happening. Oh, grab on these dodges, and then I
Yeah.
can keep
This is one of the tracks that changes as you keep going.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Also, I should be much louder now.
You're a little bit. I think I will still need to turn you up a little bit, but I can do that between the races. I can at least hear you properly now.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Honestly, this is not a great microphone, and I need to get a better one, but it's what I have for now.
Right, I'm using a Microsoft Live Chat headset right now. Right? Whatever you have has got to be better than that used, right?
It's the Blue Snowball, it's just... I can only use it in the omnidirectional setting because I don't know how to balance it for the other setting.
Oh yeah, the blue ones I know aren't the greatest. Like for quite a while I was using the Blue Yeti, which I know there was a period of time where literally everyone fucking ever was trying to use the Yeti before realising actually their mics are really not that great. But the problem I find with open mics like that is that unless you've got a proper noise gate thing set up and you have faith in it to not fuck up on the fly, like they tend to be really sensitive, whereas like the headsets, at least it filters out stuff that's not directly next to it.
Yeah.
So that's why I do resort to the headset. If I had a proper treated area, I would prefer to use a good mic, but it's not great.
Like, Nat, you have an awesome headset.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yours sounds really good.
yeah, and that usually comes through really clear. It's just the
And
rest of us.
even the built-in microphone on your laptop was pretty good, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, but that's because I had a custom-built laptop.
This is true.
Ah, fair one.
Okay, so to actually talk about the game, I hate this stage.
I like this stage. It can be quite difficult, I know what you mean, like, especially paying attention to the stuff as it's moving about, but
Yeah.
part of that is why I like it, honestly.
Honestly, I don't really hate it that much. I'm just... I don't like the flying section that much. It's probably one of my least favorite flying sections.
And to be fair, I'm kind of mixed on the non-kart sections. Like they're fine, but I prefer the land areas.
Yeah.
Like the flight is more detailed, but the boat is very much a like limited thing. And now I've finished the cup, I can turn you up in Discord a little bit. Okay, try that, Spa.
Hi, Donnie.
Hey, Donnie.
Okay, let's see if that's all good.
Silver Dude's asking how many times did I break this game? I don't know that I ever did. I probably did at some point, but I can't recall.
I think with Alice Marathon's going, it was Snake who's got the most breaks so far. Because when he was playing Fighters Mega Mix the other day, when he started playing as Being the Dynamite, basically everything broke from there for a little while. Because like it'd start attacking and it just like the model would spaz out and flip him over to the other side of the track. And there's one of them where the background didn't load in properly, so that was all glitched. That was fun.
Select a cup.
So, Spy, I suppose you got to work on your work on your skills there, mate.
I have been slacking quite a bit in breaking games in the past few years, mostly because I haven't been playing that many games.
Ah, fair play.
Most of my time in the past 2 years has been spent playing MMOs, which don't break quite as well as other games.
Fair one. So now for the Knights track, which this one is a little bit fiddly in the flying sections, I'll be honest.
3, 2,
The whole thing is a flying section. No, wait, there is water, isn't there?
I think there's water somewhere. I can't remember it off by heart, but I think there is some other stuff. But it is mostly flying. It's to my recollection.
I don't play this game very often. I kind of reinstall it every time some friends play it. Usually the guys over at Respawn Point whenever they do their Sonic Marathon.
Yeah, I've been playing it a little bit lately. Like I was saying earlier on, I was playing the 3DS version for shits and giggles the other day, and I've come back to this as well, just like practicing and whatnot, and I do really like it when I play it. And maybe if I were more the kind of person to play online games, I'll probably get more mileage out of it. But hey, I have fun with it as it is.
I enjoy this more than Mario Kart.
That's actually a fair comment. You know, I lean towards like Mario Kart 8 a little bit more, but they're very close to me.
I have not played either of the versions of Mario Kart 8, and I don't really plan to.
Yeah,
It just doesn't appeal to me as much as the previous entries.
yeah, I'll say that 8's probably my favourite Mario Kart, all things considered, but that's mainly because it's like the most refined version of the Mario Kart controls. Because it's one of the things where them controls have spoiled me so much that when I go back to like say 64 Double Dash or even 7 to a certain degree, it does feel a little bit like clunky by comparison.
Well, that's just because 7's bad, though.
7's fun for what it is.
I went back to 7 like 2 years after everyone got done playing it, and I was like, oh, yeah, I remember why I stopped playing this.
Yeah, I already played through all the cups a little while ago just for my channel, just for the fun of it, because I know I'm going to get to every Mario Kart eventually. But yeah, I had a good time with it. It's not anything special. I can see why it's like the least memorable Mario Kart, but it's still fun.
Well, I will say the only ones in the series that I've really liked that much were Double Dash and Wii.
I agree with Wii. I'm not that big on Double Dash. Double Dash to
you're
me.
one of those people.
Yeah, right, I'm one of those people. My problem with Double Dash, as well as the whole like double team mechanic thing limiting your item availability, it's also it feels just odd. Like you're really heavy, but also really slippery.
Well, that depends on which character you play as.
Oh, I never really found characters I could get on with. Plus, you know, my boy Bowser plays perfectly in every other game, so that's my frame of reference.
Yeah, Double Dash was the one game where character weight really played a big impact. And hasn't much in the others, I don't think. It might have in Wii, but I'm not sure.
Not so much. The main like distinction point in the Wii one was like whether you're using bikes or carts, really. Tomorrow.
And if you were using carts, you were wrong.
Yeah, if you're using carts, then you've lost. But I never really got on with the bike controls in that game. The bike controls are much better in 8.
Okay.
It's closer to a car, and they also have them quad things in 8 as well, which are kind of a halfway point between the two. And
I know in 8 they removed the wheelie from the bikes, didn't they? Or at least it doesn't give you a speed boost anymore.
I think it doesn't give you the speed boost. I mainly play carts, so I can't really remember that much.
So they basically balanced it a bit more so that bikes aren't horrendously overpowered.
Basically, yeah. I'm crashing into everything. This inside section here usually goes one of two ways, and you can see that it's going the not so great way in this particular run.
Yeah, that's about how it is for me. I either hit nothing or hit everything.
Yep, there we go. Actually, to be fair, I think I might have missed 2 of them.
So, would you say just closing your eyes and using the force when playing these levels?
Oh, I would say I'm just bad at it. You know, I'm playing on hard just because I find it's this weird dynamic with the AIs that medium is too easy and hard is like a fair challenge. So if you're gonna play it, I've found in recent times I prefer to go to hard if you're playing against the AIs.
Okay. Something I will say that I've noticed since I joined, you get more boost out of tricks if you do different tricks rather than doing 4 flips. Try like 2 backflips and 2 side flips.
Yeah,
You
it's
get more that way.
it's that sort of risk versus reward kind of thing that if you want to try and be cool, because like if you overshoot it and like your mid flip as you hit the ground, then you will come to a halt. So you do have to be a little bit careful and time it properly.
Yeah, the more complicated the trick, the more boost you get, but it takes a bit longer.
It's everyone's favourite game. It's Billy Hatcher.
3, 2, 1.
I know quite a few people that actually like this game until they play it and then they hate it again.
Basically, yeah. I haven't played this in years. I think I borrowed one of my brother's mates' copies of this a long time ago, like when I was a kid, and I got a little way into it, but I didn't really get that far.
Isn't like the final boss just like stupidly hard?
I remember Digi getting stuck on the final boss when he tried to stream this game. He was never able to clear it on stream.
I remember there was that one period of time when it seemed like one of the Twitch mods would check up literally every time someone played Billy Hatcher.
Every time Digi played Billy Hatcher on stream, one of the Twitch staff would come in because it was his favorite game.
I'm sorry, I don't know what
All the
happened.
people that ever streamed it.
Yeah.
Oh, you got knocked around a little bit back
Just a
there.
little bit, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I just saw Tom's Nevermind spoke too soon.
What's that? Flamethrowing showing skill? Oh, no. No, no.
Never mind.
I only have a finite amount of skill, you know.
I think the main reason that I prefer this over Mario Kart is the item balancing.
Yeah, there's no real bullshit items, are there? I was saying that to Nat earlier.
The closest thing I would say is like the, maybe the bees, but you can avoid those during pretty much anything that isn't on wheels.
Yeah, and like the bees as well, it's like a skill-based thing, so if you're keeping your eye out for it as soon as you hear the sound effect, then you can avoid them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the kind of thing I like about this game's items, in that, because like say, if you're doing really well at a game of Mario Kart, you can still get fucked over by the blue shell, which really isn't fair. It's like Nintendo just decided, you're having too much fun, so we're gonna cripple your fun. Whereas this, like, as long as like it gets more difficult from the enemies attacking you, but you're not fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, Mario Kart, one blue shell can send you back to last place instantly.
Yeah.
In this game, you need to work for it to be able to pass people. It's more about the skill.
Prototype here has a question. What's the hardest final boss you all have ever played but didn't feel cheap fighting it?
I'm not sure really. Like, I don't know. I don't really think there's anything I've played that was like bullshit.
Final boss of Metal Gear Rising on Revengeance difficulty, if that counts.
Well, when you're playing on hard mode, what do you expect? Let's be fair there.
Alternatively, the final boss of Riku's story in the original Chain of Memories, which I was never able to beat, just because I didn't quite understand the game very well back then. Although that one might fall a little bit under the cheap category, just because some of his attacks were pretty cheap, from what I recall. I may have also just been bad, who knows.
It's one of those things.
I can't really, like, think of any. Like, I don't, like, pretty much all I've been playing for, like, the past few years is, like, FF14, so.
Yeah, we spend a lot of our time playing MMOs and stuff like that.
I've noticed. That game I will never get away from, despite having never played and having no interest in playing.
Okay, yeah, the final boss of Thousand Year Door is actually pretty rough.
Oh, right.
But I wouldn't really call it cheap or anything. But it can be pretty hard. I think one time, I can't remember if this was on my own channel or back when I streamed on HFC, I actually streamed Thousand Year Door and I wasn't able to beat the final boss on stream. I kept dying. So I got upset and cut the stream off, and then I went back to it later and beat the boss off stream.
Yeah, but there's no proof of that because no one saw it.
And then I was going to go back to the final boss and beat it, because in most RPGs, you can go back and fight the final boss again. So I loaded the stream up and went back there, and Thousand Year Door, you cannot fight the final boss again after beating the game.
That's odd.
Yeah. Because the save actually places you, like, after the final cutscenes, and it's basically like you just coming back to, you know, check stuff out or finish up any loose ends, but the final boss is already defeated, so...
Why would it do that, though? That makes no sense.
It makes sense in universe, not so much as a game.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm playing the PC version, Silver Dead.
That's the one I have as well. I think I ended up getting it when it was on sale once. I might have got it for free when it had a free weekend, actually.
Yeah, I own 3 copies of this game now. So, because I originally got it on the 360, and then I got it on PC when I got a PC that can actually run shit. And I also have the 3DS one as well, which I got on the cheap.
The first time I ever played this game, I'm pretty sure I was on integrated graphics, actually. I think it was before I actually got a real graphics card. And I had the settings down turned so low. You know, in the story mode when you fight the tank? The tank didn't actually appear. The tank was not there. You could see the outline of something, but you couldn't tell where it actually was. And I got real upset and turned the game off. Because I was just like, this sucks. I'll just come back to it when I can actually see.
It's funny, Rich and I had a problem with disappearing tanks in Vanquish yesterday. Like, there's this one section where you're meant to be warding off the tanks as they come towards you, but only 2 of the 6 that were meant to appear actually appeared. And so I sort of got stuck there, and I got Rich to just look up what was going on. Apparently that's an issue if you have VSync disabled, so I had to go in the settings and fuck with that, and then reload the chapter, which is a really oddly specific glitch.
Man, VSync is just like the strangest thing. It's good but also bad, and screws up things if you don't use it. It's just a mess.
It really is.
What does VSync do anyway? Like,
It matches the refresh rate of the game to the refresh rate of your monitor. So if your monitor is only 60 FPS, it can make it so it only displays in 60 FPS and doesn't try to go over that and waste, you know, computer resources or something like that. On the other hand, if you do have a higher frame rate monitor, then VSync is bad because it means you're losing out on the frame rate that you could have, which is important in some things if you're trying to do difficult things or speedrunning and stuff like that.
Or just playing the game in general now. Like, I'm playing this at 60. Like, I have to cap it because if you don't manually cap it, then it sort of it doesn't glitch out as to say, but it sort of stutters a little bit. So I have River Tuner running in the background. But like I will say, after playing certain games, now going back to something where I have to play at 60 does feel a little bit sluggish.
The problem with that is I think turning off VSync can cause screen tearing in some games.
Yeah, it can do. Like, I'm not sure exactly what causes it, but like VSync is, yeah, I'm getting screen tearing, let's fix it button in that case.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it happens just because if the game refresh rate is different than your monitor, then certain parts of the screen refresh at different rates. So you get that tearing, I guess is what happens.
Basically,
it doesn't really matter when, like, all capture cards on the market have screen tearing anyway.
Well, that's the thing that it's getting capture cards to accurately capture the game when they compress things on the fly. You know, you're never going to get decent quality off of it. Like, even the Elgato, I've found a little workaround now, because what it does is it automatically renders off an MP4 version, but the MP4 is compressed to shit. So like it will manually compress it to about, like, I think, to not make my computer kill itself, it compresses it to about 30 megabits per second. But like, what you can do is you can also just nab the .ts file, and Premiere doesn't like that. It doesn't like the MP4s now either since the update, but it doesn't like the TS. But if you rename the TS, it puts it into a kind of MPEG container. So it's basically like tricking it into eating its vegetables kind of solution, you know. If it sees the file name as .mpeg rather than .ts, it doesn't crash.
I absolutely hated using .ts files back when I still used my Elgato for recording, because Vegas would load the TS file in as video only with no audio.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Like, I've never used Vegas in any decent capacity, but like, it's just video formats when you're capturing gameplay is kind of bizarre compared to capturing footage for any other thing, because you need a higher bitrate. So I know the stream looks fucking shit right now. I'm doing the best I can, but you know, when you stream it on Twitch,
it doesn't look that bad.
It doesn't look so bad.
I don't think you understand how my brain works when it comes to video quality.
I mean, what bitrate are you streaming at?
I'm streaming at about 3,000 kilobytes per second, just so it's not like laggy. Because if you don't have too much, then it does lag. But
so the highest bitrate that I can stream at so far, I haven't tested any higher than this, is 1500.
1500
just because of how slow my internet is.
Yeah, 1500 is possible if you're playing a game that's not too accurate, but like, to me, it really bothers me when I see artifacting in a video. Like, it really fucks with me to see it, because it's not properly representing what the game is. Because it's just a problem that, like, now a lot of video game coverage online is streams now, and when you think developers are putting so much effort into make their games look beautiful, and then the first coverage people will see of it is some rando like me just playing it at shitty Twitch quality, it doesn't really show off the game that well, you know?
Or something pulled from a game conference that was from a Twitch stream.
Yeah, it's been ripped from a Twitch stream, uploaded to YouTube, ripped from someone's YouTube channel and re-uploaded to another channel. Yeah, it gets so many...
it's compressed like 40 times.
Don't worry, Tom, I'm not specifically aiming for firsting every cup, but it would be nice if I can get it, but you know.
So, on the subject of video quality, I go back sometimes and look at the first videos that I ever uploaded on my YouTube channel, and it makes me feel sick.
Same.
Because I recorded those with a Dazzle.
Same. My sins go worse than that, because not only was I recording with a Dazzle, I was recording 16:9 games at 4:3, so everything was crunched up. I ended up winning somehow.
If I go back and look at like my KH2 playthrough, it looks so awful. But I can't delete the videos because they're my most viewed videos, more than more.
I ended up thinking, fuck that, with some of my old playthroughs, just because it's painful cringe, you know?
I mean, if you want to hear about painful cringe, I could show you to the first channel I made when I actually started recording commentary when I was by myself. I think the channel's still live.
I think you might have showed me that a little while ago. I seem to recall that.
I share it around every so often, just so I can remember it and look back and know that I'm better now.
Yeah, so I have a nice big archive of cringe spread across multiple channels, because like, my Flames World channel is just like my Let's Play channel that I've been using since 2012, and that's like, it was cringy shit. It's now like the best stuff I do outside of HFC, but that's not really saying much. But like, that's where my main gameplay stuff is now. Before I had two different channels, Flameclaw and Flameclaw 2, which were mainly just music game playthroughs. So like Guitar Hero, Rock Band, that kind of stuff. I never got good at that game, but I thought, fuck it, I'm uploading this shit anyway. You know? But those two, I think the original one's in decent standing now. I know they were both buried in copyright strikes at one point.
Well, I mean, yeah, that tends to happen with music games.
Yeah. or anything when someone decides to get a bit pissy about something that they vaguely own the rights to.
Or don't own the rights to and complain that someone else does.
Oh,
but
fraud,
the other
yeah, my
person that actually
favourite.
owns the rights don't care.
That's the thing, like, as much as people bitch and whine about content IDs, it is so much better now than it was a few years ago. Because, like, the content ID system came in to kind of appease the different music networks that were threatening to, like, sue, like, individual YouTubers and shit. So it's like, okay, get off our backs, you can have a cut of this. And it kind of shut them up for a little while. And, like, yeah, content IDs are annoying, but I tend to be less fussed if it's the company who actually own it. Like, I will throw a shit fit if someone else is trying to do it as a fraudulent claim, because then that is literally illegal fraud. But, you know.
Yeah. But there's companies that go around making claims on behalf of other companies.
Yeah, like,
And that bothers me.
well, it depends whether it's an agency that they've hired, or if it's just, we can get away with this, so we'll try it.
I've looked up some of the companies to do it, and some of them are literally just, this is what we do, we're not actually hired by anyone, we just go around checking this out because we can.
Yeah, we saw that this isn't getting claimed, so we thought we'd claim it.
I kind of wish that if they're going to mute the video in the case of things like Kingdom Hearts when it comes to Utada Hikaru's music, that they would only mute part of it rather than the whole video.
Yeah, that would make a lot more sense, you know, here's like a fucking 3-hour gameplay video, but 2 minutes of it of a problem, let's mute everything.
Yeah.
Like, Twitch, I know their VODs, they automatically, like, mute the half-hour period surrounding it, which is also really fucking annoying, but it's slightly better.
I don't think they do half hour anymore. I think
do
it's
they not?
usually just like a 2-minute segment surrounding the song.
Oh, that's a little bit better. I remember there were a few times that like, it kind of annoyed us when we were trying to grab a VOD and it's like, okay, they've muted this section, we can't use it.
Yeah. That's when I started having OBS just record all my streams on my hard drive.
I do that.
So I didn't have to worry about that.
I do that anyway because getting quality, like if it turns out to be really bad or if the stream goes down for some reason, I like to have the copy of it rather than having to do some really obnoxious crossfade halfway through it.
Yeah. Well, the unfortunate thing is that you can't set the on-drive recording as a different quality than the stream.
Well, you can now. I've been doing that.
Oh, you can? Oh, that must be a version that I don't have.
Yeah, I use the multi-plat version. OBS Studio, I think it's called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I've been
I
doing
know,
that. I've been
I knew that
streaming.
had a whole bunch of features, but I thought it was like still in beta and missing a lot of basic stuff, so I might actually check that out then.
Yeah, I do streaming at about 3 megabits per second and capturing at 15. So
Okay.
it's 15 is still not great, but I don't want to put too much stress on me like system.
Also, it doesn't matter because YouTube doesn't go above 10.
It depends on the quality you're going at, because at 1080-60 it caps it at 8, but I like to feed in the highest quality I can, just so that like if it gets chipped down it's not quite as noticeable.
I usually render my videos at like 15 or 20, just to keep some of the quality without having it be, you know, 70 gigs for a 10-minute video.
Yeah, I know.
Especially with my slow upload speed, that would take forever to actually upload.
I know the wonderful fun of trying to upload huge videos. Bear in mind, I run a channel where my most of the videos are long plays, and when I'm uploading 1080p 60 footage, and the video is nearly 12 hours long, you know, that's an overnighter job.
Yeah. See, I have to do an overnighter for anything longer than 10 minutes, though.
Fair one, yeah.
All the Naruto videos that I put up a couple months ago, all of those had to be done overnight.
Jesus.
And they're only like 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
I am probably going to check out OBS Studio, though, because that's going to be real nice when I get back into streaming.
Yeah, it's useful just to have that high quality recording, because you don't have to worry about the people watching it on YouTube after the fact having to go overshoot one. Like, granted, most of our VODs from this marathon are going up at Twitch quality just because we're trying to get a lot of them up in a timely manner.
Yeah.
But when I eventually get to editing down high quality versions that I'll put on my channel, it'll be a bit nicer.
Mm-hmm.
Remember guys, we do have some donation bid wars going on for the Sonic Mania character that I'll be playing as, so if you want to start donating towards which one you like. I forget who's in the lead now because we did have a bit of a back and forth. Have either of you got the doc on hand?
Sonic's in the lead.
Is he? Oh, so it's between him and Mighty then, I guess. So
Yeah.
do you want Red Sonic or Blue Sonic? Take your pick.
I don't know about any of the new characters that are added to Plus, so I have no comment on that front.
The new ones are Mighty and Ray from, I believe well, Mighty is from Chaotix, I think Ray is from Sega Sonic.
Okay. I've seen runs of Chaotix just through marathons, but I don't know much about it besides.
I haven't actually played Chaotix, like, everything I've seen of it looks like an absolute fucking disaster, but I can't accurately comment there.
I mean, Tom could comment. I'm pretty sure he played it back during the SeGathon. Or at least played it on stream around that time.
And then maybe after that someone with good taste can also give us a comment. Just saying.
I caught myself the other day thinking about the old days back in the Zeldathon and the SonicAthon, and I really enjoyed those marathons.
As someone who wasn't running anything back then, they were pretty fun to watch, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I take the one part where there's no wall on the track to decide, yeah I know, I can glance at the chat, that would be smart. I might have lost this race, just a hunch.
Well, I mean, it's that, and also you played it through quite a few of the Sonic marathons on Respawn Point, honey. At least I'm pretty sure you did.
Is it easy to track where Donnie's been though, given Donnie is literally everywhere?
Donnie was is like how I was for a while. He's just part of like all the commentary groups. Because I'm pretty sure Donnie works for everyone that we know.
Basically, yeah. And probably a lot of people we don't know.
Yeah.
See, I'm quite split online. Like, there's a lot of people who know me who probably haven't got the clue what this HFC Sonic thing I'm always talking about is.
Mm-hmm.
No, that doesn't mean I'm going to shill more for you, Tom.
I had quite the following, you know, like a good 50 people that followed my stream before I actually ended up joining HFC. And most of them ended up following me here and then subsequent places.
Yeah.
But it was great back then. I really miss it. I really wish I could stream more.
Yeah, fair enough. You got any chance of upgrading your internet at any time, or is it just you cut out of the area sort of thing?
We are in a house that the internet literally cannot be upgraded. They will not bring fiber optic cable to the house just because we're so far off the road.
That's bullshit.
They told us that in order to do it would cost them over $1,000, and obviously we can't afford to pay that, so we're just kind of out of luck.
That's really fucking annoying. I know a lot of people have had to deal with that over the years at one point or another.
And hey, you ended up winning somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
Big clusterfuck at the end there.
But I'll take it.
Yeah, really.
Stickers unlocked.
Hey, I got some stickers. The course is mainly hard because of that one section without a wall on the side, the one place where I conveniently decided to die.
Mm-hmm. It's very tough depending on the character you're playing, whether or not they have good drift.
Well, I tend to go with a balanced Kart because Metal Sonic is a DLC character, or in my case, a bonus version character. and he comes with all the different modes off the bat.
Okay.
But here we have the Burning Rangers course, which has a fucking great remix of the Burning Rangers theme playing. So, if you're disappointed we didn't manage to get Burning Rangers running earlier in the marathon, you still get to hear the song here, and it's a fucking cool interpretation of it.
I'm gonna be negative Nancy and say I hate the course and the song.
Well, you're fucking wrong.
Just spy, you're negative about everything.
Fair.
Stop stealing my job, I'm the little bitch here.
I really don't hate this track just because I can't take a lot of the turns, and I never had any experience with the game, so the song has no nostalgia for me.
See, I haven't played the game, I just really love the song.
And the song is just really repetitive to me besides, so I don't like it that much.
I'm judging.
I mean,
I'm always judging Spy, so...
I don't really care about you judging me, Flame. I care about her. I care about her judging me. Still not changing my opinion.
It just makes a change for me to be doing the judging rather than the one being judged.
I mean, there's still plenty to judge you about.
That's not fair, I'm perfect. I literally have no flaws as a person whatsoever, it's wrong that people judge me. Joke is that I'm an awful human being.
I will say that a lot of the reason I don't like this stage that much is because I'm bad at the game. And I'm not good at taking the turns.
Oh, I'm not exactly doing much better right now.
Yeah. I usually play as either Sonic or Knuckles, if Sonic is taken.
Yeah.
I have really not tried many other characters in this game.
Well, given I don't have my boy Shadow unlocked here, I'm using the next best thing, which is Metal Sonic, because he's fucking cool as well. But, yeah. I don't have any strategic reasons for picking characters, it's just down to whether I like them as a character.
According to Tom, you're drunk.
Am I? I don't drink.
He's asking if you're drunk.
This is how you're driving.
You know, if I was pissed, it would give me an excuse. So let's go with that. No, I've never been that great at this course, but I still like it, and it is biased because of the music. But you know,
I think I finished the campaign. I wouldn't really call it a story mode.
it's
More
not.
of a campaign or a career mode. I think I finished it, but I'm not sure.
I honestly can't remember if I did, but I remember it being incredibly repetitive. Like, that's why I'm not doing it here, because I don't want to be, let's race this again, except with this specific objective, because I think that get a bit boring.
It's the same thing over and over again, and you've got to backtrack to be able to get more medals or whatever to unlock new parts and stuff. And I think I may have finished it or gotten to a certain point where I needed so much to move on that it just wasn't worth it. Stop. But I remember that in order to unlock Eggman, you had to get the highest score on every single race or minigame or whatever in the campaign mode. And when I saw that, I was just like, no.
Eggman's not even that interested.
I don't know if there's anything really special about him, but that's what it's required to unlock him.
Let's ignore what just happened.
Nope, I'm not ignoring it, I saw it.
Fuck. But yeah, this is basically this game's equivalent of Rainbow Road. It's the track with very few edges, and it's got this over-the-top aesthetic to it. It's not quite as visually appealing as Rainbow Road is, but it basically serves the same purpose.
I actually quite like this one a lot more than most people do.
It's fine, it just doesn't look too interesting to me.
Did Knuckles just knock you off the base pad?
Possibly. There's the cheek shoes and the other thingies. Kappa Kappas, I think they're called. I don't know why I just did the stunt there, I didn't mean to.
Why did you just try to do a stunt in flat water?
I just knocked the stick by mistake and then was like, what's going on here? There's one. Let's try and recover somehow.
Another thing that can happen with the multi-flip tricks is if you try to start another trick before the one you're trying to do is finished, you end up like crashing, sort of.
Gotta be really careful with the timing, yeah.
Yeah, like you've got to wait until one flip is finished, which isn't so bad when you're doing a bunch of the same flip. But like I said earlier, if you do backflips and side flips, if you get the timing wrong, it can actually cause you to like crash in midair, and you lose all your momentum and you lose your tricks as well. So, like you said, it's that risk reward thing.
Speaking of,
yeah, you can't fly over that part apparently.
no, like because that all-star thing really speeds you up. You know, it becomes harder to navigate the tight sections. So maybe I should have waited until I got past that part to use it. Oh well, lesson learned. Sorry, can we like take away Tom's privileges of using that shit-eating emote there?
No, he's actually the owner of the channel, so he gets it no matter what. He's also not the only one that has that privilege. I know Nat has that privilege as well.
Oh yeah? Oh, we're trusting you not to abuse that.
Your trust was misplaced.
Yep, as I figured. Thank you, Nat.
Deimos as well. That's such a great emote, though.
It is, yeah. I'm just gonna like just accept the fact that I'll never make it past this section without fucking up somehow.
Well, I mean, when you hit a boost pad directly into the pit, I feel like that's kind of on you.
It is on me, but you know, I can either take responsibility for my fuck ups, or I can just bitch and whine like a fucking pussy.
I think the two emotes I just put in chat are kind of just perfect there.
Oh yeah.
Flame saw his puffer fish commit suicide and dove to save it.
Yeah, I want it back, I miss him. Fuck. Don't even know what hit me there, but okay. Stunt fail.
Something knocked the fuck out of you. Jesus.
So yeah, little story to tell that might kind of corroborate with what you see on screen right now. There's kind of a reason why I failed multiple driving tests. You might be able to piece that together. And when I say multiple, I mean probably about 7 or 8.
Okay.
So yeah, 8th place, yeah. Well,
I mean,
I'm 3rd overall.
I think I failed my driving test twice.
That's not as bad.
Maybe only once. I can't remember.
I still need to learn to drive.
Yeah, I will say I have never driven since then. I was only forced. I was forced to. My parents wanted me to learn. I have no intention of driving at all. I hate it, but you know.
I feel like driving is not as much of a necessity in the UK as it is here. I feel like you guys have a lot more public transportation.
Well, that and the fact I'm a complete shut-in.
I mean, there's that.
Yeah,
but
so it's like
that's not where I was going.
yeah, like everywhere I ever want to go or have to go is in walking distance, so I just don't need a car. So yes, this cup coming up here, this is their like equivalent of the classic cups from Mario Kart, in that they just flat out recycle a few races from the first game. And it's a little bit disappointing that they're not adapted anyway, so they haven't added in like boat sections or plane sections. It is literally just blow by blow the same thing. Maybe with a slight visual upgrade, but yeah, it is what it is.
Oh, that's right, I remember this one.
I like that the buildings are just dancing.
Yeah. It's the Samba de Omega Cup is really, of course, is really fucking trippy and fast.
Yeah. This one's pretty nuts. I like the other Samba de Amigo course better.
Yeah, the same, definitely, yeah.
Except when I run into the fucking cactus.
Oh yeah, there's that.
Like, I wonder if they were taking any drugs when designing this.
Yeah. It's one of the things that every time you see something a little bit quirky, it's like, where are these guys on?
I mean, this is a little bit beyond quirky.
True.
Sega does have some really weird games. I mean, I feel like every company has some weird ones.
Well, yeah, like there's gonna be some weird experimental thing buried in the archive for everyone, isn't there?
And some people even argue about whether a game is weird or not.
No, this is perfectly normal shit I see every day.
I mean, yeah, Samba de Amigo might be Sonic Team property, but this course was designed by Sumo.
Yeah.
Did they do the original?
Yeah, Sumo have handled all of them. I don't know if they handled the handheld versions or not. It might have been outsourced. I think it was done in-house though.
Okay. Yeah, Sumo Digital did a pretty good job with All-Stars Racing and Transformed. I have not actually played the original All-Stars Racing, but I've heard that the handling is better.
I disagree. I think this game plays way much better than the original one does.
Okay. Maybe it's that the items were better balanced. I don't know. I can't remember.
I remember not being too impressed by the first one. Like, it was okay, but it just doesn't have any personality to it like this does.
Okay. Like, I have both of them. I think I may have bought Transformed and got the original All-Stars Racing when it was free.
I know these games go up like in Humble Bundles and stuff like that all the time.
Yeah. Xmax in the chat is saying the original All-Stars Racing had a better roster.
That's probably a fair pick, yeah. I think the cat was in that one. You might be in this as an unlock, I can't remember honestly. So wipe me glasses down because it might help to actually see.
Yeah.
Just a hunch.
I had to go out earlier to run to the post office and had some like specks of dirt on my glasses, so I wiped them off and then there was a big smudge. So I had to try to wipe that off and it just made the smudge bigger. So I had to pull over to the side of the road and try to wipe it off and it just kept getting worse and worse. I'm like, shit, I can't see now.
Yep, definitely been there on that. This course is pretty cool.
That's why I don't bother wiping any like dirt on my glasses anymore, because it just makes it worse.
So yeah, I can't bear having the slightest little thing
Yeah.
obscuring my vision. Because like then
I can see the little dot of the speck of dirt in my vision and it bothers me so much. And I try to ignore it and it just doesn't work, especially while I'm driving.
well, yeah, you need to see everything then. But like, I think is I feel in my most vulnerable state when I'm not wearing my glasses as well. Like I need perfect vision. I need to see exactly what's going on. And the thing is, my eyesight is really bad. Like if I take my glasses off, I can't see shit.
Yeah.
So like I just get really uncomfortable if I'm not seeing perfectly.
I think eye exam I had several years ago said my eyesight without glasses was like 15-20 or something like that.
I'm
So
not
like
quite
it's
sure
not
how it
terrible,
works.
but I definitely do need glasses to see far away. and I actually got new glasses just a couple of months ago, and about a couple days after getting the new ones, I tried to put my old glasses on, and it actually hurt my eyes.
Yeah, you do get that because like it.
Well,
your eyes adapt over time, don't they?
it's that, and also I had the old glasses for so long that they were basically, you know how sometimes you get scratches on the lenses?
Yeah.
My old glasses had so many scratches that they were basically clean again because it had just scratched off the top layer of the glasses.
Jesus.
But it had gotten to the point where the scratches were all over. So it's so blurry on those lenses that it actually hurt my eyes to wear them at all.
See, one of the hardest things I've found is when you get new glasses and the first couple of days just adapting to it. The best trick for that is to just not try them on as soon as you get them, to wait until the next day when you wake up. Because then it's like your eyes haven't just jumped into, right, it's glasses time now. They just can naturally adapt, so it's the first thing they see after being asleep. It still does get a little bit finicky for a little while though.
See, I drove home with the new glasses after getting them. So that was a little interesting. Everything seemed a lot closer and a lot clearer than it normally would have.
It's like, fuck, is this how normal people see?
Yeah, Clover is saying in the chat when they walk out of the freezer at work, their classes fog up and I have to wait a minute before doing anything.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know about freezers, but it gets very warm and very humid where I live. So just walking outside can cause my classes to fog over very quickly sometimes.
Yeah. I'm still only in third place, I should probably try and do something about that.
I mean, you're losing to Dr. Eggman and Meme, so...
True. Oh, it's this track that I really don't like the look of, because it's a fucking Sonic Heroes level.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1, go!
I'm not gonna lie, I don't mind this one.
I just really don't like the casino aesthetic. It's not a casino trope in general I don't like, it's just this particular one. It's not quite as harsh colour-wise as it was in Heroes, but it's still got the same direction to it. And like,
I mean,
I
hate everything in Heroes, but
Same.
the track itself I don't mind.
Same. I'm allowed to say that here and I get away with it, so cool, yeah, Sonic Heroes is fucking trash.
Like, isn't Zack from Respawn Point? Does he like always break the disc?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Every fucking copy of Sonic Heroes has it coming.
At the end of the last marathon, he actually stuck, well, at the end of that part of the marathon, after they played Heroes, they stuck the disc in the microwave and microwaved it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It was pretty amazing.
I just saw they finally claim a correct opinion.
I think they've played all of the console versions of Heroes by now. I'm not sure if they actually played the PS2 one. I can't remember. I think this year they played the Xbox one.
I seem to recall one time we were playing the Xbox One and it was really glitchy because the emulation on the 360 ain't that great.
Yeah. I don't think they've played the PC one yet. I don't think they mess with PC versions much just because it's easier for them to do console streaming.
It's kind of the opposite for me, given I've got just box standard capture cards rather than internal ones, so you know, we get a delay if I'm using the capture card, which really annoys me.
Oh, you still have the old auto?
Well, I have the 60, but it's like one of the USB 2 ones rather than the USB 3 ones. So it still has that really fucking obnoxious like 2 to 3 second delay, which I'll have to just deal with for colours, but
yeah,
I really don't like that.
I mean, colors won't be so bad.
Yeah.
There's not really any audio cues or anything.
Well, see, like, I'm not worried about the feedback in my ear. It's just the, like, if I'm reacting to something and then people see it a few seconds later, that's what I worry about. So I have to be conscious of not doing like reactionary commentary too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember back when I first got my the Elgato HD, before they started having the really fancy ones, there was like a good 4 or 5 seconds of delay on it.
Yeah, the Elgatos are way worse. Like, I do have an Overmedia, which is like about a second, but the problem with that is that for me, whenever I've tried like doing anything either screen capture related or I haven't even fucked with the stream engine thing, so I've heard that's really glitchy. But like that starts like just spurging out on me. Like for some reason the audio just keeps getting choppy.
The Overmedia Live Gamer Portable, which I think is the one Tom has.
Yeah, the red one. I've got the same one.
I used to have it as well. I think I sent mine to Nat. It was okay. There was really no delay on it for me whatsoever. It was like 0.2 seconds or something of delay, so really not that bad at all. It just wouldn't show up in OBS because OBS couldn't capture it naturally. Natively, rather.
Well, the thing they expect you to do is they've got a stream engine program that... Because the reason why it can't capture it natively is because it does the encoding on the device itself rather than on your PC like the rest of them do. So what the stream engine software does is it basically moves the encoding back to the PC, but I believe that's quite glitchy.
Yeah. I have never bothered with any of the built-in software for streaming that capture cards come with.
No, don't bother. They're all shit.
Just because it misses so many features that actual streaming programs have.
Yeah, like the stuff that anyone streaming these days will want, like, you know, conveniently bringing in a call, stuff like that.
Yeah. Especially nowadays, because Twitch has changed so much.
Twitch...
Things like donations and bits on stream and stuff like that.
Yeah, because like... I don't care much for like the bits eBay shit that people have like flashing up. That I've never been a fan of that. That's why I prefer the way we do this stuff with marathons, where there's co-coms reading it out. But like just being able to bring people into the call and just hang out and have a bit of a laugh and whatnot, it just makes the stream so much more interesting than just, you know, having the I've plugged my console into the Elgato, I've pressed play, and I guess here I am talking to you. Mimi, could you not ram into me like that?
You being attacked by memes?
Yes, I am.
I wasn't aware that they had more than one Monkey Ball character in this game.
Yeah, I've probably confused the two over the course of this run, because I just see the little monkey icon come up and I'm like, okay, that's gonna be II or whatever.
Yeah, the icon's basically the same.
Pretty much, yeah, especially when it's tiny on the little map display.
Yeah. So right now, the capture card that I end up using the most is actually the Evermedia Live Gamer HD, which is the built-in, well, not built-in, the PCI capture card.
I think, don't quote me on that, but I think that's the one that Volk's got, because I know when I was on stream with him a couple of years ago when we were doing Splatoon stuff, he was just looking at the thing on his monitor and playing from that, and I was incredibly impressed by that, because it's like...
There's basically no delay, it's pretty much instant. I could play Smash on it if I wanted to.
I tried using the Elgato equivalent of that, but I had a load of audio issues and ended up returning it. But like, there wasn't enough for me to play, because there was like about 2 or 3 frames difference, and it just... I am very finicky with stuff like this, it just got to me a little bit. But like, it's the kind of thing it would be a lot more useful if I were doing live stuff and I wanted to just share it with people and they could see it on the fly. But
the biggest issue that I have with the card is that there's no component input. So anything pre-HDMI you can't use.
Yeah, well, I have that with the HD60, with the Elgato, which that's why I've kept my old Media around. Just whenever I want to do like GameCube stuff or whatever, and especially given I'm recording PAL footage as well, and that's really finicky to get running.
Yeah.
As we've found many times when I've been trying to record stuff like there was a reason I ended up doing Heroes, and that video quality was abysmal. I look back on that, and although it's the best I could get, it still really bothers me how jaggy that is.
Yeah, I still keep my yep, there you go. I still keep my my Elgato HD for any pre-HDMI stuff.
I've still got mine just because I like to keep backups for this kind of thing, but I seem to have misplaced the little connection cable, and they don't seem to sell them anymore. So that's annoying, because I did actually...
The one I'm thinking of, it's the same connector that works for the PS3 controller.
No, not that cable, the one that connects like composite cables to it.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are probably not sold separately, so...
I think they used to be, but they don't do them anymore, and I couldn't find any on eBay or anything. Because I was trying to get some Dreamcast stuff set up in preparation for the marathon, but ended up having to switch a few things around, because I can probably get GameCube stuff running by screen capturing, but with Dreamcast, nah, that ain't gonna play ball. But yeah, that's all the main cups. What I'm going to ask Spartan, isn't that still about? She hasn't said anything. Alright, if you guys can just entertain our stream audience just for a couple of minutes, because I've suddenly got very peckish and need to throw some Jaffa Cakes down my neck, so I'll just be a couple of minutes, folks.
Alrighty. So how's everyone doing tonight? You guys enjoying the marathon?
Select a tour.
I will admit I have very little experience with most Sega games, which is why I'm not around as much for this marathon as I was for the Sony-thon. But I've been enjoying this one so far. It's going pretty well. It's good to hear, King Jacob.
I think the highlight of the SEGAthon so far is just the Super Monkey Ball.
I heard that.
That was that was pretty amazing.
Just the reaction, just Tanner's reactions.
Is that up on YouTube yet? Doesn't look like it.
Like the more he played the game, just the more he lost his sanity, and you can just. Oh, you missed Tanner just like losing his sanity due to the mini golf and normal golf mini games. Because how ridiculous some of the courses were.
There was a lot of fun during that run. I'm going to be real excited when it goes up on YouTube.
Yep, later, X-Mac.
Select a tour.
See you, dude. I have actually not seen any of the runs from the Nintendo-thon, but considering the name of the Johnny Sunshine video is called Insane Johnny Sunshine, I'd say it's fairly similar. Probably not as long, though. Sadly, the Nintendo-thon took place when I was not part of HFC, or I would have been around because some of the games that were in that are some of my favorite games. I was pretty upset that I had to miss it. Yeah, Tanner does have it up on his channel, but it's not up on HFC yet.
Select a tour. Select a tour.
Okay, so I am here.
Welcome back.
So now we're halfway through near enough, and to carry on from this and kind of make up for some of the runs that I had to call off, I'm going to go through the mirror mode tracks, which it's a pretty odd, like, that's what it says on the tin, mirror mode. We're racing flipped versions of the tracks, and yeah, so let's see if I can not fuck up on this one.
Metal Sonic. Balance.
Is there a way to play like the special modes, like the tank fight, outside of the campaign mode?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
There might be, I might have missed it, but hey, we'll see. And yes, that's the first thing you see when you load up a mirror mode track. It does this really irritating flashing animation that's a little bit overwhelming to me, but maybe because I'm sensitive to this kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah, that's probably bad. I don't think I've ever seen that. That's yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. As for your question, prototype gear, that would probably be something to ask Tom. I know there were some issues with those other groups being involved in marathons. I think everyone's on good terms again, but I don't know about them coming back for marathons in the future. You would definitely have to ask Tom about that.
Probably not. We're probably going to be just doing HFC things from going forward with a few guests here and there.
Yeah, Nat and I are actually not strictly part of HFC. We're considered affiliates.
Is that your get out? Don't want this mark of shame on you.
I mean, we're close enough to being HFC that, you know, we might as well be here.
Yeah.
And I don't really have much experience with the whole streaming and like playthrough.
Yeah. Like I've been doing it for a long time, but you've only been doing it for the past year or two, really, Nat. And even then, that's not pretty sporadic about the whole thing.
Yeah, I've dedicated about 6 years of my life to this. So yeah, I'm just letting the mirror mode fuck with my muscle memory bit a little bit here.
Yeah.
Which is always fun.
That is basically exactly what happened to me when I tried to play the HD version of Twilight Princess.
Oh yeah, they flipped that whole game with that, didn't they?
They flipped it in the Wii version.
Oh, so
because
it's
Link is normally left-handed in every game up until that point. But in the Wii version, since Twilight Princess was controlled with the Wii remote, they wanted to switch his sword to the right hand because most people playing would be right-handed. So instead of flipping Link, they flipped the entire game that wasn't like the UI or text and things like that. Basically, they flipped the whole world. So things that were to the east were now to the west and vice versa. So if you played one version and then you go to the other one, you get confused very easily, and that's what happened to me.
Yeah, fair. And Donnie, I know that your Flame One Thing remarks are probably taking the piss a bit, but I still appreciate them nonetheless. Ironic compliments are still compliments.
Yeah, I will say, anyone that has trouble with flashing lights, please look away during the mirror track flashing thing that happens at the start of every race. We don't want anyone to be hurt.
Yeah, it's a little bit over the top.
I mean, it's
Pretty
not a
lively.
very bright flash, but I feel like it could still bother people.
Yeah, like, I don't think it's enough to like properly fuck someone over, but like it's enough that like, it'd be a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah. I know the FTCR guys do their own marathons. I don't know much about Brain Scratch as far as what they do. But yeah, I'm not sure they'll ever be back. Maybe eventually.
I'll say probably not. There's a
Yeah,
reason
I
why
would-
we're not working with the other
I
groups
would
anymore.
give it a probably not. Again, I am pretty sure everyone's on friendly terms. It's just not really a good place for marathons, I guess is a good way to put it. And I feel like I should stop talking about it now.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, people who see my quite public tweets about a lot of things are probably used to it, so
I don't follow you on Twitter.
I don't blame you.
I think I might have for a little while, and then it was just a little too much lewd things, which is pretty bad coming from me, but
Yeah.
Hey, it's not lewd, it's art.
and there you go, that's the reason.
Someone
Like-
hates art.
I don't mind lewd things, but it's just like when it's just a problem when I'm checking Twitter in a public place.
You gotta live on the edge a bit, you know? Like, I follow 1,500 accounts, and about half of those are probably bomb. And I still open it up when I'm out and about, because fuck it, you gotta live on the edge.
I mean, that's you. You do you, man. I'm gonna not. I remember when I went out to Vegas a few years back to meet Nat, because you were there with your family having a family reunion. That was the first time we ever met face to face.
Yeah.
For those who don't know. And I opened up Twitter on my phone and I saw a post from Digital Alchemist showing naked bodies. And I quickly closed my phone and looked around to make sure no one saw.
It's fine, guys, they're swimmers, they're meant to be dressed like that.
And I, very shortly after, unfollowed Digital Alchemist.
Yeah, it's fine, let Digi be gay in peace.
Let him be gay on his own time, not on mine.
Hey, he's just showing his love of art, just like I do, it's fine.
I feel like the art that he likes is much different than the ones you do.
Well, it's just boys rather than girls, there's no real difference beyond that. No, I'm not being gay on company time, Damos. There's a difference.
I mean, Digi was gay on company time, but that was when we were in Digital Paradox, so he was the company. So he was allowed to do that.
Get ready.
It's fine, I follow whatever the head of the group does here and it tells me to do in HFC. I don't just do whatever I feel like at the time at all.
Twister.
Okay, so this track I actually kind of like, despite the fact that I don't like the flying controls in the game very much.
I like
This one I don't really have much of a problem with, though.
I don't know, so it's possibly because there's not as much stuff to crash into when you're in the other modes.
Yeah.
So like, as long as you're vaguely looking where you're going, you should be alright. It's not like there's going to be a sudden wall to smash into, which can happen in some of the others.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just because there's so much open space, whereas like back on the one that I joined the stream on, which I think was Skies of Arcadia, is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that one, there's a whole bunch of stuff to crash into, which I think is my main problem with that level. in that flying section.
Yeah, I get you. I do get where you're coming from. It's just, to me, like, I kind of am okay with that to a certain degree.
Yeah. I think the other problem I have with... The main problem I have with flying controls is that every time I reinstall the game, the controls seem inverted from what they were last time I played. And I have to change them. And I feel like it's that way for a lot of games that I play, especially with camera controls. Like, I'll play Kingdom Hearts or Ratchet and Clank or something like that. And I'll need the camera inverted. And then next time I go to play it a few months later, it feels weird, so I have to invert the camera again.
Yeah, and there's always like loose definitions as to what's the inverted setup and which is the intended one, and it changes game by game.
In one game, inverted means one thing, and in the other game, it means the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that always confuses me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, I can't control the character properly because it's not working how I want it to work.
Tank Catapult in the chat brings up Ace Combat, which I believe was one of the games played during the Sony-thon last year.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I think it was Ace Combat 2, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, Volt played that, if I recall correctly.
Those are up on the Hellfire Comms YouTube if you ever want to check them out. Shilling.
You're getting good at this.
Well, I was around for the very first Hellfire Comms marathon, so I hope I'd be good at shilling by now.
True.
I remember I played Skyward Sword and Wind Waker during the Zeldathon, and that run of Wind Waker was actually the second run of the game I had ever done.
Oh, nice.
Or maybe it was the third. I'm not really sure. I'll be back in a few minutes. You guys have fun.
Where am I at overall? I'm still winning this cup so far, but there is a Panzer Dragoon track that's just waiting to fuck it up for me. Yeah, I didn't win that track, but I, ended up still having enough points to win the... Or, no, I did win that track. I'm getting myself confused. I should stop talking. And there's sparring chat spelling the word colours wrong.
Yeah, that's one thing I have to... I'm gonna have to teach him how to spell correctly.
Yeah, please do. Do the good work. Someone's getting blown up. It's Ralph. Didn't realise I had the thing. Oh, I fucking lost. God damn it. Have a look at what happened.
What happened? Because I stopped it. Oh, you drove into the wall.
I drove into the wall because I didn't realise until too late that the thing that reverses your controls had kicked in. So it was like I had already started turning the way I wanted to turn, except, it went the other way. Let's use the pity all-star. Fuck off, Sonic. Somewhere now the all-star doesn't have the fuck you power that the, say, bullet bill from Mario Kart does, but then that is also a thing to make it less bullshit, so I understand why. But I just like my OP modes to be OP. When I have them, that is. Not when it's something else. This is not going well.
Sonic has gone all-star.
Yeah, maybe we should. Maybe you guys should donate so that, you know, hopefully Flame will get good at this.
Yeah, like, I may have completely embarrassed myself, but if it raises money for the kids, it's at least worth it. Remember folks, we do have several donation bid wars going on. We have the Sonic Mania ones, which are donating to see which character I will play through in the Mania mode run of that game. And I think we passed our Knuckles, didn't we, Nat, or is that a little way off?
We passed it.
Oh yeah, so I will be playing with the and Knuckles mode enabled, thanks to everyone who donated. So yeah, there's that covered, and there's also a few other ones, like there's donating for Richie to sing certain songs when the appropriate ones come around. And there's also, I believe, a couple for Knights as well, which one is which graphical setting Tanner uses when he plays it, either the PS2 or the Saturn one. And there is also one for which version of Dreams Dreams, I think it's Dreams Dream, so that Richie will be singing. So yeah, there's plenty to donate for yet folks, if you want to get some money in. Thought I was going to overtake that, but I got settled for 5th. I hear donations improve gameplay standards 10 times. I can't guarantee that, but it's worth a try.
Results.
Where did I come overall? Still first! Awesome. I can settle for that.
Yeah, later prototype.
Yeah, see you later on, mate. Metal Sonic's reflections look so bad in this ending sequence, and I guess it's because the whole thing, like the lighting engine, has this weird harsh filter over it. It's like a gradient map that isn't applied properly, and it just really sucks the life out of stuff like this. It happens with the opening cutscene as well, which I didn't actually show off because I wanted to get straight into the game, but yeah. Now on to the Mirror Rogue Cup.
Choose your difficulty. A-class. Character select. Metal Sonic. Balance.
Remember kids, gambling is great according to this game. And I got nothing.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, what's our current total so far, Nat?
So far we've raised $1,726.69. I
Nice.
almost said pounds.
Yeah. But it ends in 69, so nice. Nah, but we've got a fair bit coming already, so thank you so much to everyone who's donated so far. And remember, our next incentive unlocks at 2,000. I believe that's Amazing Island.
Yep.
And then after that it will be Ribbon Thief and the Emperor's Treasure at 2,500, which if that unlocks, that will be myself playing, and that is a fun little rhythm game that I think will be a good time. So if you want to unlock that run, then we've got to get up to 2,500. I took that turn a bit late there. I bet I'm going to hit that blowfish I just laid down on me next lap. Good for Amy.
Wrong shot. Transport boost.
Oh, it looks like someone else hit the blowfish I left there, so that's fine. I'm not going to make a complete hit myself.
Like, can you hit, like, the traps you set yourself?
Yeah, you can. I've done it a few more times than I care to admit. I could have followed Knuckles there and would have been safe, but no, I had to try and be clever and ended up fucking myself over.
No, you fall off.
Okay, one thing I will point out is that Metal Sonic's All-Star theme is a remix of his Sonic 4 theme, which is fucking great. It's like, to me, the definitive Metal Sonic theme. Next to, I guess, look-alike, but, you know, that's kind of reaching for that to be a metal theme.
I have returned.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Mom was getting a bit worried about Dad because we hadn't heard from him, and his store closes like an hour and 30 minutes ago, so we were a little worried. It turns out he just had to stay really late and decided not to call since I had already talked to him before.
Ah.
So I gave him a call and he was actually pulling into the driveway as I called him.
Oh, no, that's alright, as long as everything's fine, you know.
Yeah.
Results.
Because my dad is the manager at the store he works at, which is like a auto parts, auto repair kind of place. So he's the manager of the store, so he has to stay late, even though he goes in early every day as well.
Yeah.
He said he was working 60 hours a week the past couple of weeks. Yep. And he doesn't get paid by the hour. He gets paid on a salary. So.
2, 1, go.
Alright, so this is actually my favorite stage in the game, and it's not just because it's from my favorite Sonic game. It's actually legitimately good.
Yeah, it is. It's like, it's the whole edgeless platforms thing, but they're not bullshit, and just the general use of colour and that is really pretty to look at as well.
Also, Starlight Carnival is probably my favorite level from Colors anyway.
I'm not 100% sure if I agree. Like, I like a lot of Starlight Carnival, but there's also a lot of automation in there, so you do find yourself just holding forward for an extended period of time.
Colors was the first Sonic game I played seriously, so it didn't really bother me at that time.
See, I had like a lifetime of Sonic behind me at that point, so...
Yeah. See, I didn't get into Sonic games until HFC, and I saw the Colors playthrough way back when, and I was like, man, this looks pretty fun, and then I was able to buy it pretty cheap. I bought it, and loved it. And then the second one I ever played was Sonic Unleashed on the Wii.
Oh yeah, Unleashed is pretty fun.
Yeah, I like it too. I actually liked it better than the HD version for a long time.
I do as well. I quite like Unleashed a lot, but the HD version I do have a lot of problems with. Which...
My biggest problem is honestly just the frame rate.
Well, there's the frame rate being a complete fucking joke, and then there's also just like the... I find the Werehog stages tend to bore me a lot quicker, because the Wii one, like, they sort of change things around and they break them up into little segments and they all feel unique, whereas the HD ones, they try to blend them together, but it just ends up being a really long, boring level most of the time.
Yeah, they just make it like a single, really long level, which is a bit of a problem. Especially when you get to Eggman Land.
Yeah, like, admittedly Eggman Land outstays its welcome in both versions, but it's more noticeable, and my biggest problem with Eggman Land is the frame rate. I'm not gonna lie, like, I like the idea of having, you know, the big epic final level, but when it performs like shit, that shouldn't have killed me, but when it performs like shit, then it kind of takes the fun out of it and makes it a bit of a chore.
Yeah, I find it kind of silly that even if you're in like the flying all-star form, you can't fly over a little gap like that.
Yeah, just like let you cut the corner a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Unleashed is one of them games that it's grown on me a lot since I first played it, but yeah, if I'm gonna do the shilling thing as well, we have a playthrough of that on the channel from last year that I'm gonna shill because that's one of my favourites that we've done.
Yep, you guys did a combo with like everything from the HD version and then included the Wii stages as well, which was pretty neat.
Yeah, I will say that's probably the most amount of time I've ever spent on prepping an LP because as well as just getting all the footage, I did actually max out all my characters beforehand just so that we would keep things moving given we were covering twice as many levels.
Yeah.
I think it helped, but when I've put like, you know, several hours into a game before I've even clicked record, it starts to feel it.
Yeah. I've done that a couple times for games that I've attempted to record, where I like go in with some things unlocked just to make it a bit smoother.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's some games that make that really simple, like Metal Gear Rising makes it really easy to do something like that, because you can just replay the chapters on a completed save file.
Yeah.
And you get the whole experience with all the stuff already unlocked, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, what I did with Unleashed was, I recorded the levels from a complete file and then recorded a skeleton run. I ended up referring to it as in my files, which was basically just the story, the cutscenes, the hub worlds, that kind of stuff, and I just sort of spliced it all together.
Yeah.
And may have ended up spending a significant amount of time on certain levels because it's Sonic Unleashed, and if I see the slightest little stumble, it just fucks with me big time.
Oh, what a coincidence. Rooftop Runs just started playing on my playlist.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think the ones that took me longest to get down, out of the main levels, there was Arid Sands, Empire, Skyscraper Scamper, and the jungle one. I forget what it's called. But yeah, I remember Arid Sands had the most attempts because like, I was like 60 takes in and I was still getting twatted by shit, and it...
Wasn't Arid Sands the one that nearly drove Tom crazy back during the original?
Yeah, I was just about to ask that.
Oh yeah, no, I did master the clicking record strat, the hardest part of the level.
Hard to believe Unleashed is 10 years old. Hard to believe it's still the best looking Sonic game.
Yeah, because the thing is, that's the only one that had a lighting engine used to its full potential. Granted, that did completely murder the performance of the game.
The frame rate is awful, and I would love a PC version that actually runs at a good frame rate.
Yeah,
never
same.
gonna happen, but you know.
Just having a little bit of trouble there, don't worry. But yeah, the thing is, like, Forces, the Hedgehog Engine 2, it's technically superior, but the integration of it, like, it's mainly that it doesn't complement, it's not complemented by the use of colour like Unleashed was.
Yeah.
And so they've either got really washed out colours like in the Green Hill levels, or they've over tinted it with a certain hue like the city ones.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's odd to me that the Hedgehog Engine 2, they were marketing that as like a new thing for Forces. If you actually look into the files of it, the first use of what we now know as the Hedgehog Engine 2, it actually showed up in the Wii U Mario and Sonic game. Like, it's the same, or near enough the same lighting engine that they've got in that game.
Alright. I've never played any of those Olympic games.
I played the first one on the Wii, and that's it.
I've heard quite a few of them are actually really good.
I've heard the DS ones have good stories, at least the one of the winter ones and the London one.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't played those myself.
I think the biggest thing that holds Forces back is the fact that there's only like 4 or 5 levels and you just repeat them on each character.
That tied with the fact that the variations of levels are like a minute and a half long. So it's like, just as you start to get the feel for a level, like you're done.
Yeah.
And it also kind of disincentivizes like replaying to find optimal routes, because it's like the fun part is to cut down your times, but like if the level is super short anyway, like it's just not quite as satisfying as like knocking a minute off or whatever.
I think Sonic Forces is like one of the only Sonic games that I've never really heard anything about speedrunning from the speedrun community, because I'm pretty sure people love Generations, and you know, I'm not sure about Lost World.
Lost World does have some dedicated speedrunners. It's not quite as entertaining to watch, in my opinion, as Generations is.
And of course, you know, speedrunners love Boom because you could just skip 2/3 of the game
Yeah.
if you didn't patch it.
Yeah, they do run the Knuckles flight trick, which
Yeah.
is entertaining.
Well, I mean, it's sort of entertaining until you're just watching Knuckles jump for an hour.
Well, it depends, like, whether it's done effectively or not. Because, like, when speedrunners do it, that's kind of fun. Do you want to have a look up, see if there's any, like, fast runs for Forces yet?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Because I'm curious now.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1, go!
That's too quick on that starting boost.
Okay, so the current world record for Sonic Forces any percent is on the PC version, of course, because most speedruns that can use the PC version do. On hard difficulty is 54 minutes and 49 seconds.
That's pretty fucking good. That's like half a typical run. Good job there, Knuckles.
And then there's also speedruns for Episode Shadow, and the world record for that one is 2 minutes and 51 seconds.
That sounds about right, yeah. Episode Shadow, like, it's such an insubstantial DLC. Like, it's free, so I guess take it or leave it, but, you know.
Oh, okay, that's also in-game time for Episode Shadow.
Oh, right, yeah.
The speedruns of Diddy Kong Racing.
Of what, sorry?
According to Sil,
Speedruns of Diddy Kong Racing?
Oh, yeah.
kind of want to watch those.
Some of the Mario Kart 64 tricks are fucking incredible. Like,
I don't know that I've ever seen them.
especially if you see the constant, like, fucking 15-year-old war there's been for people getting the fastest Choco Mountain time. Some of the tricks in that level were amazing. I think there's a documentary on it on YouTube I watched a little while ago that they were just breaking down how that particular track, the runs for it, adapted over time. It's actually really interesting to watch.
Okay. Yeah, I've been keeping up with the speedrun community on Hat in Time because I'm actually learning how to run it.
Oh, nice.
And it's pretty amazing because the run seems to change like once a month.
Well, that's
Like,
usually the
up
case
until
in games,
recently, up until recently, people only played on the 1.0 version of Hat in Time because there were things that were patched out after that that you could do. And they've recently discovered that the current patch is actually a second faster if you play optimally. Just because someone found out that some of the animations play a lot faster. How did you die from that?
I'm not sure. I really am.
I think I've had that happen before. Some of the animations in the current patch of Hat in Time play faster than on 1.0, which ends up saving all of the time that you lose from not being able to do those skips. Also, the skips don't save that much time anyway.
Yeah, so, like, that is kind of one of the things with new games as they come out, and it's going to be radically changing for a period of time, and it's just people finding new shit.
They had a race for Hat in Time at SGDQ just a couple of weeks ago, and they were running basically brand new strats that had been discovered in like the last few weeks before the race even happened.
Oh Christ.
So that, you know, it's pretty much constantly evolving. The world record still changes hands pretty fast. It's just not really that popular for streaming on Twitch for whatever reason. Not a lot of people actually watch it. Is there a mod that re-adds the 1.0 stuff? I don't think so. Just because it's easy to just go back to 1.0. And even if there was, it wouldn't be speedrun legal.
Nah.
Because, you know, submitted runs can't use any mods just because most of them allow for beating the game that much quicker.
Came second place overall.
Mm-hmm.
So, could have done worse.
Super Mario Galaxy is just a fun game in general. I don't think I've ever watched a speedrun of it though.
Choose your difficulty, A class.
Imagine it gets pretty crazy with some of the tech you can do in that.
Metal Sonic. Balance.
I have seen quite a lot of Super Mario Odyssey speedruns because there's a streamer that Nat and I watch that does Odyssey runs quite often. Which kind of hurt me because when I got Odyssey and started playing it myself, I wanted to try to do the tricks when I was playing the game myself, and it kind of messed me up. And I really need to go back and you know, just try to play it normally because I'm only in Sand Kingdom right now. I haven't got that far because I wasn't really enjoying myself that much. So I need to go back and give it a fresh look and try not to do a bunch of the tricks that I know I can't do.
Yeah, I'll say that Super Mario Odyssey is my favourite 3D Mario, and it's just like such a fucking fun game in my eyes.
I also really need to get a Pro Controller, because all I have right now is the Joy-Cons.
Oh, that's what I've been playing with, Joy-Cons in that little plastic thingy they give you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not entirely sure I'm comfortable spending like 60 quid on a fucking controller. That is absurd.
I would love to buy one of the cheaper ones, but I think most of the cheap ones are either just bad quality in general or don't come with motion controls.
Yeah, that's usually the case for the ones which is annoying.
I've definitely heard a lot of good things about Odyssey though, and I really want to enjoy it because it looks amazing. I've loved watching it.
Yeah, it's definitely a game that it teaches you. So I see why, like, if you've been trying to pull off stuff that's higher level, then it can sort of take you out of it a little bit. But I maybe go back to it and try and do a casual one because I think you will really enjoy it if you manage to get into it.
Not long after I got my Switch, my mom was actually pretty fascinated by the idea of the Switch when I got it. The fact that I could, like, just take it anywhere and play it. She really likes it when I go sit down in the living room with her and just play it while spending time with her. Because I spend most of my time back here, so she's alone a lot of the time. So she likes it when I do that. So she actually wanted to watch me play a little bit. So I played the opening of Mario Odyssey for her, and after the end of the Cap Kingdom, she got up and left because it was just too fucking weird for her.
Oh god.
And I don't really blame her. It's not really Odyssey's not really a good intro for someone that's not used to video games.
I don't know. It's very hard to stay in touch with like how a game would come across to someone who doesn't play many games when I'm, you know, balls deep in it.
Yeah.
I confuse my mum whenever I talk about video games.
Yep.
She's just like,
Especially
I don't know what you're
for 14.
Because when she was a kid, the most sophisticated piece of technology was a calculator.
And now your calculator can play Skyrim.
I wouldn't be surprised if at next E3, like Todd Howard just comes out and just says Skyrim for your toaster.
I mean, it's actually available to play on Amazon Echo.
That's fucking incredible.
That's actually a real thing, which is
Yeah.
great. Pretty sure it got announced for something really weird just a few weeks ago, but I can't remember. Can you actually play it on your smart fridge, or was that just a thing from the E3 presentation? Because if you can, that's something. That's definitely something. I don't know what it is, but it's something.
I don't know, because I don't feel the need to throw my money away on a smart fridge.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a huge family, having one of those things makes a lot more sense. If you want to just live by yourself, probably not worth it.
I just, like, you know, a fridge does the job. It keeps your food cool. It doesn't need more than that, because that just feels like inflating the cost and the maintenance for not enough of a, like, payback to justify it.
Apparently there was a guy that got Doom running on his Porsche's GPS. I don't even know how that works. I feel like there's better things you could spend your time on.
Well, you could say that about a lot of things, to be fair. What ain't gonna stop us?
Just a moment, my dad left my door open when he came in a second ago.
Yeah,
So I need to close it.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
Got an extra fast boost this time from the machine, so I'm okay with that. Not that it's helping me out that much. There's that muscle memory fucking with me.
Imagine a fridge with a GTX 1080. I mean, at least you wouldn't have cooling problems, but I'm Tish.
I'm surprised with how much is going on in my PC. It does actually manage to stay fairly cool. It stays like it tends to max out in the 40s, which I'm actually okay with.
And what is that in American numbers?
I don't know, because I just see it in when I load up Specky in Celsius.
Okay. I think that's like 80s or 90s for us? I don't know.
Maybe.
Let me Google it.
Yes, Google it for the American pleb.
God, we have to educate you guys on so much.
Yeah, I'm gonna teach you how to spell properly.
Hey, I already spelled armor with a U.
Yeah, not good enough. It's
I guess I'm gonna have to
104.
learn. 104?
Mhm.
Okay. I don't actually know how hot my PC gets. Then again, I don't really play that much on it that's super intensive yet. I did get some new games during the summer sale that are probably going to push it a bit. Just because I don't have a really good processor, but I don't really know how much that actually affects gaming.
Not that much. Like, it's mainly the graphics card taking the bulk of the work for games.
Yeah, I just got a new graphics card because I got a GTX 1050, I think.
No, fair. Yeah, I've got a 1070, which I actually got a Volk's recommendation a couple of years ago, and it's actually served me really well. Like, in the couple of years that I've had it, there's only actually one game where I've actually had to turn the settings down for it to stay above 60, and that's Final Fantasy 15, which, you know, Square not optimizing shit at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that just makes me kind of sad because it means I'm not going to be able to play 15 at max when I get around to it, but whatever.
It still looks good if you put it down to like medium or something. Like I have it custom with some higher things on and some higher things off, and it plays alright. But you know.
Yeah, I mean, I usually do that as well, just because most companies seem to think that high motion blur is good for good graphics.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can turn that off.
Yeah.
I only have a GTX 960, but this is in my laptop.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
it's also a laptop, so
that's pretty good for a laptop, honestly.
it's pretty good for a laptop, yeah. When you got that laptop, it was actually miles better than the computer that I had at the time.
I'm thinking of getting a desktop when I have enough money.
Mm-hmm.
Results.
Well, I do still have my old desktop that you could just buy parts for. It would save you some money.
Yeah, but then that would have an American plug.
True. I don't know. I mean,
Place the power supply, you might be alright.
yeah, I mean, you could change out the... You'd probably need to change out the power supply now that I think about it. Because I'm pretty sure the one in that computer is bad anyway. Well, bad, like, weak.
I'll think about it.
I mean, I'm not sure how much of it you could actually reuse. But it's something to keep in mind.
I've been trying to get rid of this crap for months, please take it. Is that what you're getting at?
I mean, not really. It's just sitting there over in the corner of my room. I don't really do anything with it. I'm probably gonna end up taking it to a PC shop and see if they can recycle the parts at some point. If no one takes it, but you know, if you're saying you want a desktop and I have one sitting here, I'll offer the case and whatever can be salvaged from it. But it would probably be better to just get everything entirely built together rather than trying to piece together a bunch of stuff.
Plus, it'd be awkward, like, getting it here.
Yeah, there's that too. That would be that'd be quite the trip.
Plus, there's no guarantee that it'll be in one piece when I get into the UK.
Mm-hmm. Also, it would cost quite a lot.
Yep. Because things can get lost in transit.
Oh, can they ever? And don't they love to just throw shit around even when it's smart to throw shit? That's great too.
Yep.
I actually got a package in the mail today. I got a PS4 now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, one of my friends was selling his for pretty cheap, so I decided to grab it. So now I have a Kingdom Hearts 3 machine.
That one.
Oddly enough, I wanted a Switch. I wanted a Switch more than a PlayStation 4. But now that I have both, there's a lot more things on the PS4 that I want to play.
So,
It's just I don't want to actually buy the PS4 games. And what the actual...
I came out of All Star at the absolute wrong moment.
What the hell, Flame?
I know.
It's like something I would do. Stop that. There's more games on the PS4 that I want to play, but I don't want to buy them.
To be fair, it is nice to play games without having to borrow money.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna like start up my GameFly subscription again pretty soon. Probably near the end of the year, actually. I'm probably not gonna do much with the PS4 right now. I'm gonna buy like the Kingdom Hearts collection that comes with the KH3 pre-order, and play through all of those before KH3 comes out, and then play 3, obviously, and then after that, I'm gonna finish whatever other game I was playing at the time, and then probably start my GameFly subscription and just start renting stuff.
Yeah, I used to use Boomerang for that sort of thing, and their lack of security led to my card getting charged for over 100 from some fraud place. So, they went deadly silent on it, not responding to emails, and that was nice. Apparently they had some kind of pressure on them not to respond to it. Just completely fucked myself over again. But like, you know, that left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah, I remember them. I remember they like changed their system, and that's why Tom stopped using them. Like they were either charging quite a lot for the same service, or the service wasn't as good, so Tom stopped using them altogether.
Well, I think you're referring to the Love Film there, the Amazon one, because like the Boomerang one was when like all the bullshit was happening and shit. But like
it might have been, yeah.
Yeah, but like Boomerang to me, like the same reason I stopped using Love Film is that they just stopped covering games. They just went to a DVD thing and it's eventually a streaming thing. So like I just had no use for it because I don't rent films. So I just went over to Boomerang for a bit, and like their service was fine for what it was, but you know, after a while I ended up not really needing to rent games because I would just get myself into a game and spend more time, so I wasn't having so much of a changeover as much.
Yeah, I stopped renting games when I started playing FF14 because I didn't really play anything else during that time. MMOs do that. Yeah, I'm pretty much in the opposite of Brad. Brad says they have a PS4 but no games. No, they have a bunch of games but no PS4 to play them on.
Oh.
They have a bunch of PS4 games. I'm in the opposite because I have the console but no games to put on it.
Well, maybe you two could make an arrangement. No, but like PS4, like I'd like to give console shit just for the fun of it because it fucks with people. But like the PS4 does have a building up library. It's getting there. There's a few fun games that I've played in recent times. Like I like Detroit for all this bullshit. I really like the Shadow of the Colossus remake. That's a fucking fantastic remake. And I've been having a good time with God of War as well. It's got a few things going for it.
Yeah, like there's quite a bunch of games that I want to play, but I'm not sure if I actually want to like buy full price. So renting is just the way to go.
Yeah.
For something like that.
Like, to me, I don't really buy that many games full price. Like, I might treat myself to something when my YouTube money comes in and think, you know what, that's my new game for the month. But, like, most of the games I play, I can either get pretty cheap or, like, you know, pre-owned or whatever anyway, so it's no biggie.
Yeah. Man, I wish I could get YouTube money. I'm not going to get on that soapbox, though.
I mean, you're welcome to.
I'll just say that I was like less than $2 away from getting my first threshold payment when they decided to change their system so that you needed a certain amount of followers and views per month to actually be able to get any money.
Yeah.
So all of the money I built up got locked away behind that.
Yeah, see, I'm kind of torn on this because on one hand, it is kind of shitty that they just dropped that on everyone with very little warning, and you know, people who were banking on it to go through like the situation you're in. It's, you know, it's really shitty the fact that you've got that little bit of money there sitting in limbo basically. But then there's the other more selfish side that our ad rates have gone up since then, so fuck you guys. I'm joking.
Oh, okay. I mean, it wasn't really the point that I was banking on it or like depending on it or anything. I was just like, it's something that had been building up over time because I stopped uploading videos a few years ago. So I wasn't generating anything, which means it's my fault anyway. If I had kept uploading videos, I would have hit the threshold by now.
Well, it's interesting because, like, you say that, but I get most of my money from videos that are a couple of years old.
Well, I do too, but I also get, like, any time that I was uploading something, especially if it was one of my, like, videos where I got a glitch in a game or something, I would get a few hundred views on it.
Yeah.
So if I had kept doing that, you know, putting ads on a 15-second video is a little bit scummy, but, you know, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. You know, if I had kept doing that, if I had kept playing anything, kept putting up any kind of videos, even if I had just kept recording some games, because I stopped recording stuff for a long time as well, then I probably would have hit the threshold and not had to worry about it. But I just ended, like, at 90, I won't say what the threshold is, I guess, even though it's pretty obvious.
Well, the threshold anyone can Google, but yeah.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, like, I ended up like $1 and some change away from the threshold, and it's just stuck there.
Yeah, so it's until you can either get it remonetized or find something else to connect your AdSense to, it's like, it's just in limbo really, isn't it? Yeah, it's one of the things that if you're doing YouTube stuff, you do need to have consistent uploads, which I get to a degree, because that's what YouTube's going for in terms of their platform. They want it to be the always on kind of thing, like similar to how some people always have the radio on or always have the TV on. They want YouTube to be that because that makes them more appealing to advertisers. But at the same time, it really does undermine other kinds of content that don't naturally lend themselves to long form kind of format.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a shame that there's not really a better outlet for, you know, more short form content like music and animation and stuff like that.
Yeah. Because it feels like YouTube outside of the gaming community is kind of alright. Like there's not that much wrong with it, but when you get to the gaming side, there's all of these problems with content IDs and upload timers and ads and things like that that just seem to make it a lot worse, which is why a lot of people prefer to just stream on Twitch rather than to like upload videos on YouTube.
Which
when it comes to gaming.
I do really think is a shame, because I know this is me getting on my elitist Let's Players thing again, but like, streams are fun as a fuck around kind of thing, but they're not really long-term channel content, you know? So it's like, I'd rather just work on a playthrough and it be there than stream for the day and then it's gone and forgotten about. Like, it's fun in the marathon setting and that, where we're constantly doing things and, you know, it's raising money for a charity and whatnot, but I don't really get the same satisfaction from streaming as I do like recording Let's Plays and whatnot.
I've always liked streaming better. I just find it a lot easier for me. I've never really been good with like post commentary, especially.
See, I think this comes down to a certain degree down to I do have very perfectionist tendencies, which isn't the most fun for people when they're just watching it on the fly. Like, you don't want to sit there waiting for 20 minutes for the guy to get his thing set up perfectly just how he likes it. So I can't really adapt too well to it. I've had to have the kick up the arse every now and then during the marathon that like, it's okay, you're not as bad as you think you're doing, but like, yeah. This is a thing I do because it's for charity, and that in itself, it brings everyone together, and that's fun to me. But there's a reason I don't really stream much outside of these kind of things.
Streaming was what I got into first, really. Like I had my YouTube channel, and I uploaded, you know, like I mentioned earlier, my Dazzle recordings of some games. But streaming was always more interesting, and I had more people watch it. Granted, back then everything I did was non-commentary on YouTube anyway, so like people aren't going to care as much about that.
Well, I mean, my non-commentary channel is the one that actually gets me attention. My Flames World channel is basically dead, but
oh, okay.
Like I was quite fortunate in the fact that I managed to get some Sonic runs that did really well, and because I get a lot of watch time from them, it kind of pushes my channel in general, my FC Playthroughs channel.
Yeah.
So like because they're like, you know, some of them are several hours long. Like one of them, which is basically my legacy on YouTube at this point, the thing that I'm probably forever going to be associated with in search results is my 12-hour Sonic 06 long play.
Okay.
So yeah, like if you search Sonic 06, I think it's actually quite high up, and for a game as oversaturated as that kind of does put you at a bit of an advantage.
The biggest things that I ever put on my channel was my recording of Kingdom Hearts Re-Chain of Memories, and I think that got big because it was before they had the 1.5 collection, so the only places that had it were Japan and the US. So no one else had it, so I think that's why it got really popular, because the first part of the Riku story is still my most viewed video, I'm pretty sure.
Not bad. I think one of my favourite things is, if you look at the Hellfire Playthroughs channel from most viewed, I think the most popular video is like part 96 or some shit of Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh, okay.
which is surprisingly fucking random. Donnie's
Yeah.
saying my legacy is waifu's nothing else, so I can take that, that's fine.
I'll be back in a minute.
Fair on, mate. I see the puns there, Flame. I approve.
Get ready.
Yeah, it's the Golden X track.
3, 2, 1, go.
I keep fucking up my timing on these intros, which is strange because I'm usually fine at that, but I've just been doing really badly with it through this whole session. How are we doing with donations now? Have we had anything else in recently?
I've not had any donations for a while. Let me check. Nope.
Okay, well remember folks, we are raising money for the Child's Play charity, so if you would like to donate, there is a little fiery donate button just below the stream, and it all goes directly to the charity. What Child's Play do is they donate toys and games to children who are stuck in hospital, and it just, you know, improves their quality of life while they're in there, and brightens up their day a little bit, which, you know, it's a pretty great cause if I say so. So if you want to help out, then you can go ahead and donate.
Won't this track be a health hazard?
I think a lot of these tracks would be a health hazard, given I'm pretty sure the last one we were in had like toxic waste on the thing that we were boating through.
Yeah, but we were boating on lava. I'm pretty sure we'd be able to do that.
Yeah, well, worst thing that happens is I fall in there and die. Oh wait, that's a bad thing, isn't it? Hello.
Apparently I got more quiet.
Oh, have
So,
You sounded a little muffled when I got back.
Yeah, I haven't changed anything with your settings, so have you like pushed your mic a little bit further away or something?
probably that could be it.
Or if you like played down weird, it might have muffled it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe you just need to talk up a little bit. Like that's one thing that I'm really bad for, is I have a tendency to start off talking, like projecting myself properly, and then it goes into a mumble and I start talking to my chest a bit. And you know, that can get a little bit painful when you're trying to edit it in post, I can say that much.
The problem is it's like, ooh, it's late, so it's like my bedroom's next to my parents' bedroom, so I can't talk too loud because then it would probably wake them up.
See, my parents are also asleep in the next room, but fuck them. I'm doing shit for charity, they can put up with going to bed a bit late.
Yeah.
Fuck, I got a bit gutsy with that last spin there. Nah, I will say I'm joking about it. They've been really cool with like leaving me alone to do stuff like this, which I appreciate.
Yeah, my parents are usually cool with like leaving me alone during this. I didn't really tell them I was on the charity marathon this year. I just told them I was busy.
Oh, fair.
So that's why Mom's been calling me away today. Also, just because it needed to feed the cat.
Oh, yeah.
She hasn't been fed yet tonight, and Dad was taking care of it. And Mom gets upset whenever Dad does stuff that I'm supposed to.
Okay. Didn't mean to crash into that.
I like how whenever the All-Star ends, it just kind of throws you into whatever wall you were going towards.
Yeah, I think you meant to have yourself lined up for when it finishes, because there's like the cue of the audio coming to an end. I'm just not very smart. Need to overtake Knuckles here. Yeah, we're getting some cat puns in the chat by the looks of it.
See what you started, it's fine.
No, this is perfectly fine.
Get out. I realize you're actually the one streaming, but get out. Yeah. Hi nerd? Hey nerd? I don't know how to pronounce that.
I don't think.
Has been doing puns all week whenever they show up.
Yeah, which I am completely cool with. Fourth place, I got worse throughout the course because of course I did.
Results.
And now Donnie's joining in. Wonderful.
Nice one. How have I ended up with so many coins? I swear I was running out of them a couple of tracks ago. I don't think he took that pun clawfully well. That's bottom of the barrel, but I don't care, it's great.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so for a random bit of trivia, I decided to look up All Stars Racing Transformed on speedrun.com to see what there was for it. And there's two categories for the World Tour mode. Any percent and any percent glitchless.
Ah,
And the difference between them is about 40 seconds.
okay. So I'm curious what the glitch is.
I'm curious what the glitch is. Apparently, the normal one that has supposedly would have a glitch in it cannot be done on PC.
Ah.
So I'm not really sure.
So you're gonna get more than 40 seconds in load times if you're playing it on the console.
Yeah, I don't really know what the difference is. I might watch through those to see what the glitch is because I'm curious as to what glitch there could be in this game.
Yeah.
Unless you skip through part of the world tour, I don't know.
Maybe, but like, if it was anything substantial, it'd take more than 40 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing for the categories for finishing all of the cups. Oh, we have a visitor again. My cat's here.
Hey.
And there she goes behind the monitor.
Bless
Hope she
us.
doesn't kill my computer.
Flame, that last pun was bad and you should feel bad.
What do they say? Let's hope it doesn't... What's that say? Can't see it properly.
S-cat light.
Yeah,
That's pretty rough.
yeah, but that makes it better.
No.
Something tells me you're not a fan.
I am a fan of puns, but not that level.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know we had these high standards to live up to here.
Ice. Alex,
I am a connoisseur of only the highest quality of puns.
Nat, can you confirm this?
He just says anything to make him feel better.
Okay, there you go.
Rip.
congratulations.
Third place. I'm kind of not doing too well, right? My quality of gameplay started off rough and it's just been getting worse. Second place there. Overall.
Because no one's donating.
That must be it, yeah, folks. If you donate some money, maybe I'll get good. I can't provide a source for this, but take me word, trust me.
Get ready. 3,
I'd be lying to myself if I wasn't enjoying this. Nice one. If you can't tell, it's very late. My sense of humour has lost all standards. Just trying not to fall off this track as many times as time. Off to a bad start.
That implies you had any standards in your sense of humor to begin with.
True, but you didn't have to say it.
I mean, in all fairness, it did take me like 10 seconds to come up with a comeback, so... So how do you... I don't know if we talked about this earlier. How do you feel about Team Sonic Racing?
I think it looks really fun. Like, I'm always down for another mascot racer, so to have that, I'm down with it. I like the theme as well. Yeah, I want to hear the full version of Green Light Ride.
Alright. I mean, I probably should not ask that question if I haven't actually seen anything about it myself. Because I have absolutely no idea what you're really talking about. I just know they don't have the flying and boat sections in it.
Yeah. Like the main
and
point.
it's only Sonic characters, that's all I know.
Yeah, I talked about this earlier on in the run, but like the point of contention for a lot of people is it's a Sonic only thing. But like I am down for that. I don't mind that, and hopefully it means we'll get some more interesting level picks from it. But we'll see.
I hope it means they have a lot more of the Sonic roster, which it seems like they're going to. I don't really care about the fact that they're leaving out all the other Sega people because, like I mentioned earlier, I don't have experience with a lot of Sega games, so that doesn't really matter to me.
Okay. Like I don't mind having the other Sega characters here. Just my problem with it being a crossover is it feels that they take some very safe picks in terms of the courses. Because like for Sonic, you're obviously going to have Seaside Hill, so that's a slot taken. Then all the other ones, they basically get like the one area that you think of from their respective games, and it's not quite as interesting to me. Makes it a little bit on the generic side.
There's not a Green Hill in this game, is there?
No, there's not. They use Seaside Hill as kind of stand-in for that.
Seaside Hill kind of is getting to the point of like Green Hill Zone, just not as bad.
It's oversaturated in games just as much, you know?
Yeah.
Well, it's the cheaper to license version of Green Hill, isn't it? Which that is literally what it is. It's Masato Nakamura still owns the rights to the Green Hill music theme. So, like, whereas like Sega do own Seaside Hill's theme themselves and Jitsuno's compositions themselves. So it's just easier for them to use like Seaside Hill when they're putting stuff together for these games.
You keep falling off the track a lot, don't you?
I was hoping you wouldn't point that out.
Well, I mean, maybe if we were playing better, we wouldn't.
Fuck, you got me.
Oh. I don't know if you heard that. That was my cat.
I didn't, but you're welcome to invite Kitty onto the screen.
You want to say anything, Precious? No, you're a quiet cat. You probably won't say anything. Not unless we're keeping you away from food. That's the only time you do. Either that or whenever it's bedtime and you want me to get up and play.
Yeah, that's the exact moment when pets like to come awake, isn't it? Just as soon as you're about to drop off.
She absolutely loves to sit in my lap and sleep. And she does that all day long. And then when it comes to bedtime, she wants to run around and play.
Yeah.
She really wants to sit in my lap right now, but if I did that, I'd be too far away from the microphone to be heard really well.
No.
So she's gonna have to settle. She's trying to climb up on my shoulder right now.
Oh, bless her.
She is determined to sit on me somehow.
So it came second overall in that cup. Yes, I know, first place for losers and all that, but hey, it's late.
Select a cup.
So we've just got one more cup, and then after that I'll do the outrun stage in regular mirror, and then I think we might call it a night.
Metal
Yeah,
Sonic.
sounds good.
Balance.
I really hope this cat doesn't fall off my shoulder when she climbs up. Ow.
She clawed into you.
Yeah, she tried to use her claws to hang on while she was sliding.
2, 1.
This is not a very thick shirt.
She just wants like really scratchy cuddles, that's all.
You know, she actually like pulled the plug out the Spa's like extension, switching everything off in his room.
She
Bless
hit the button that turns off my surge protector. And she did it 2 minutes after me telling Matt about the fact that she had done it earlier in the day.
Well, that's what's happening. You're spending more time giving attention to other people rather than her.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's very difficult for me to play like a mouse and keyboard game while she's sitting in my lap. So I tried to play with a controller instead, and then she just started biting the cable.
She really wants a bit of petting and whatnot.
Yeah.
Shogun has gone all
I have not seen Coco. I know Tom loved it, judging by what he puts on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm just not a like, film person much overall, if I'm being honest.
I kind of like and dislike films. I have to be in the right mindset or the right mood to sit down and watch a film. But when I do, I usually like them. It's just there's just things I'd rather do most of the time.
Yeah, same for me really. Like, I don't really watch films much at all. Like, I will watch a film if it ties into some of my other nerd shit. Like, and I get some sort of thing with just like episodes of stuff, like episodes of anime and whatnot. Like, I like it. I just get a bit restless, and you know, I like to be constantly doing something. And I find it very hard to just like sit back and relax.
Yeah.
survive flipping.
I've gotten to the
fucking
point recently in the past few months where I really enjoy having like Twitch VODs or just YouTube videos of games on in the background while doing certain things. Like if I'm playing FF14 or you know something like that, I'll just have a video on in the background. Like if I missed one of my favorite streamers for the day, I'll go watch their VOD.
Yeah.
Or you know just I recently went through and looked up a whole bunch of GDQ runs from the past 2 years that I'd be interested in watching on YouTube. So I've got like a playlist of those that I'm going to go through at some point. Although recently I haven't been doing that just because we've been playing games that don't really work well with having a video in the background.
Oh yeah.
Because recently Matt and I started playing Divinity Original Sin.
Oh right.
And I actually like the music in that one, so I don't want to have a video on in the background.
Yeah.
Most games that I play, I won't say most games that I play. A lot of games I play, I turn the music off and just play my own, especially in the noise.
I never do that. The only time I'll do that is if I'm grinding an RPG, and that's because you know that's a switching my brain off kind of deal. So that's basically why I do that. And also, given a lot of the games I play, I tend to play on emulators, and when I'm grinding, I tend to speed it up. So I don't want to have like 4 times game audio playing, because that sounds like fucking murder.
I have not played a Pokemon game with audio in probably 6 years.
Oh.
I usually just mute or don't have the sound turned on if I'm playing on an actual console.
I've never
Just play my own music.
I've never played a Pokemon game.
You what? I didn't hear that right, did I?
No, you heard right.
Oh.
I never had like a Game Boy or like any of the hardware consoles to play it.
Nah, fuck it,
You weren't really into gaming back then when they were on the Game Boy.
Well, it wasn't that I wasn't into gaming, just didn't really have much an opportunities to play games because
Yeah.
like
yeah.
like my parents just kind of just refused to like buy consoles for us because they just went, yeah, you should play outside, you should go outside and play, and it's just like
I think my folks tried that at one point, but like, look how I turned out. I don't think it quite worked out for them.
See, I played out quite a bit when I was younger. I don't really anymore, just because I'm old and out of shape. Yeah, I played outside some when I was younger, and then it kind of stopped, and I ended up playing games more.
I never really like doing anything like that, just because part of it's the anxiety and whatnot, which has been a thing since I was a really little kid, and so, you know, having a kid who don't want to be talking to anyone, also autistic, so not very good at talking to anyone, and that doesn't really make the best experience when you're trying to socialise with other kids, especially when you don't really like many of them that much.
Yeah.
I can't do me flippy flip when I'm in the air in All-Star, that sucks.
The thing about it is, over here, you can't really, at least where I live, you can't really tell your kids to go outside and play, because it's actually quite dangerous in a few places around where I live. There's gangs and things like that. Not right where I am, but not far away.
You wouldn't really want to risk it, sort of thing.
Yeah, either that or there's not really anywhere outside to play. Like if you ever watched Hey Arnold, the kids had to basically play in the street. That's basically what it is a lot around here. Like you're either like playing in the street or you're not playing outside at all. There wasn't much of a choice for some places around here.
Where I grew up, I had some like grassy areas, but it was also a bit of a shithole, so you still wouldn't want your kids to be like untethered.
The house that I grew up in actually had a pretty nice sized backyard.
Oh, right.
So I used to like, I wouldn't really say play baseball, but I would basically just hit a ball around with a baseball bat.
Oh, yeah.
And I enjoyed that a little bit. And that was about it. That was about the only sport that I ever really got into when I was younger. I like tennis quite a bit now, but that's mostly just because of the anime and manga that I keep up with that involves tennis.
Yeah, see, I've never really followed sport. Like, tennis can be somewhat entertaining to watch, to be fair, but other than that, I've never really followed much.
I feel like tennis is something that you don't have to know a lot about to enjoy watching.
Basically, yeah, it's a very simple game.
You know, most other sports you have to know at least a little bit about it, understand the rules or things like that. But tennis is fast-paced enough that it's, you know, pretty easy to grasp anyway.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it because, you know, I've learned quite a bit from, again, the anime and manga that I keep up with about it. I actually took a class in tennis when I was at university.
Yeah,
which was
right.
pretty fun.
I remember doing a bit, like, I remember kind of enjoying me tennis PE classes back in the day, but that was more a fuck around thing as much as anything.
I'm not very good at tennis. Like, I wasn't really very good at PE in general.
I mean, same, but that's why it kind of ended up becoming a fuck around class, because there were, like, in my school, there were the, like, main boys group, the main girls group, and then there was this just mixed sex group where we were just, like, for people who just weren't very good at any sports or anything, and we'd just go and sort of dick around for, like, the lesson.
I took like I said, I took the tennis class, and that was pretty fun. It was pretty standard. You know, most of the people there wanted to actually learn tennis. And then a year later, I did not take another tennis class, but I took a class in racquetball, which is fairly similar but not quite the same. And pretty much everyone in that class was just there to get their PE credit.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas I was actually there because I wanted to try it out. The thing is, the coach, teacher, I don't know what you would call him, took us into the racquetball room on the very first day and had us all sit down on the court. And he, you know, explained all of the rules of the game to us. But the room is so echoey that absolutely no one in the class understood what he said, and everyone was too scared to ask him to repeat it up to the end of the class. So everyone had their own set of rules that they went by for the game throughout the entire, like, I think it was a summer class, so it was only like 6 weeks or something. Maybe it was a whole semester. I don't remember. But anytime that, like, the coach would sit down on someone's game, he would, like, point out things that we were doing wrong and try to explain it. But again, we were in the courtroom where everything's really echoey and it's difficult to understand anything that anyone's saying.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, everyone just kind of did their own thing or had their own rules. So anytime we were, like, you had two people playing together, we had to discuss, like, okay, so how do you handle this thing or whatever. So everyone just kind of did their own thing, so it was weird.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
So I should probably try and pick up the slack a little bit in this last race, given I'm 3rd overall right now.
I mean, is there much of a chance of you getting in first? And like in the overall cup?
Probably not, but hey, if I can make it slightly less of an embarrassment overall, that'd be nice.
This is the last cup you're doing, right?
Yeah, and then just the outrun tracks.
Alright.
Just because I figured I might as well show them off as well, given I've shown off all the other tracks.
I think you're trying a bit too hard now, Heinrich.
Yeah.
It's you're not even really doing puns anymore. You're just kind of throwing words and making it seem like puns.
Well, I suppose it's the whole monkey with typewriter thing. Eventually, if you just keep on typing words, it'll come out as a funny, right?
No.
Don't think that's how it works.
Oh, that's what I've been doing since I was born.
If you give a monkey a controller, it might eventually beat a game. I don't think it'll ever write anything good with a typewriter, though. If Twitch players can make it through Dark Souls, I'm pretty sure a monkey could.
True.
See, that one was better. That was a good one, Heinrich.
I can't see it right now, you may have to share.
Maybe it's high time to stop, but I'm just itching to carry him. Carry on.
Yeah, I just fucked myself over.
I'm just waiting to see this. Yep, there you go.
Rip my chances.
There is a part of the level you can land on down there, but you did not land on it.
You really need to stop driving off the edge.
Well, see, here's the thing. If someone stopped putting edges in my way, that wouldn't be a problem. Fuck.
Like, what did you do?
You'll see.
Mr. King Jake. I'm just responding to what Mr. King Jacob said. My cat's just staring at me and he just looks super disapproving.
If your cat is staring at you and looks disapproving, then you're probably already dead.
Oh, you haven't
There's just
said
no
it.
coming. There's just no coming back from that.
Cats are the harshest judge of character.
Makes me feel good that my cat loves me so much after you saying that.
Yeah, but how long is that going to last?
It might be a long con, yeah. Might wait another 5 years and then suddenly she's like, fuck you. It's a great jump, so I must be doing something well. I'm not going to come in first, but still.
Isn't that every cat though, Brad? That the cat just only wants food?
Hey, they like cuddles as well.
Some do.
Yeah. Some like scratches.
My cat definitely likes cuddles and scratches and food and sleep and play and, you know, a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, I came second overall. That's embarrassing still, but hey.
I mean, like you said, it's less embarrassing.
True.
God, that must be rough, Brad. Just wakes you up at 4 AM for food.
My doggo's like waking me up if there's a fox out in the garden. That's fun.
How could you let Amy win?
It's embarrassing, I know. So, that's all the cups done, but we have 2 more tracks to play. And by that I mean one more. No, wrong thing, not World Tour, I want single race. It's one more track, but with a mirror mode variant as well, so let's play through them both.
Choose your difficulty. A-class. Character select. Metal Sonic. Balance.
Oh yeah, this one.
Yeah. So yes, this is based on the game Outrun. It came out as a DLC thing and also included in the bonus versions of the game, like the special editions. I forget what they actually call it, but I know that it's way easier to find a special edition than it is a regular edition if you buy physical copies.
So I have this game on Steam, and I'm pretty sure I only bought the normal version. It's listed on Steam as, you know, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed Collection.
Chances are, like you were saying, you think you got it with the other game, right?
No, I bought them separately.
Oh right. I don't know. Maybe
it's just this game listed as collection.
Maybe that's just how they sell it now. Because like, I think I might have done the same.
I think that's just what it's called, to include this DLC.
That might just be a thing that they've started doing with it, because I think that's the same as what it says for mine. So, yeah, I guess they might just have updated it to give you that for free. Which is fair enough. Like, it's not the most exciting course out there, but it's still fun.
I actually like this one. This is one of the ones I don't mind that much.
It's pretty chill.
When the Respawn Point guys played this during their Sonic Marathon in January, they, played with some of the viewers on the stream, which was pretty neat. And I was playing with them, and some of the people playing, like some of the Respawn Point guys mentioned, that they did not recognize this course at all. So I guess they had never gotten the DLC.
Oh, it's either that or because it's like tucked away in a single race menu. Some people might just have not thought to look for it.
Yeah, because I don't think it shows up in the World Tour, and it's not in any of the cups.
Yeah, so it's like unless you're actively going out your way to look for it, you're not gonna find it.
Yeah, if you played online with friends, it'll show up. But otherwise.
How you done goofed flame high enough? Like, I don't know if you were trying to do a call and got the wrong character. I'm half asleep at this point.
Hang we all.
Actually, no, I'm fine.
Bloody
It's also only 10 o'clock for me.
Yeah, but you're in the US, so you don't count.
Yeah.
I mean, that statement itself is not wrong.
We need to look after the Yanks. They need us.
We need a lot of things right now, but I'm not going to get into that.
I mean, so do we, but hey.
Drifting doesn't do a whole lot when you're running your bumper against the side railing.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I'm not trying to run me bumper against the side of things, it just sort of happens.
Wow, you got a lot of air off of that jump, holy shit.
Yeah, the jumps on the side of the boats are amazing.
I think it was just because of the amount of speed you had going too.
Possibly, yeah.
I have no idea if Outrun takes place in Miami. It actually might. It probably has tracks in quite a few American cities.
Well, the thing with Outrun, to my recollection, is it's like a continuous course that you go from one place to another.
Okay.
So, possibly. I want that, by the way. Let's see if I can win it on mirror mode as well. I'm not not too hopeful, but we'll see. Why's my cursor come back on? Yeah, fuck off.
Choose your track.
Outrun bait.
Hey, mirror. Choose your A class.
Oh, we just got a dollar donation.
Balance.
What?
I know it's only $1, but I doubt I can give much more after today. Racing Transformed has been great. I hope to play with you guys in the future. Looking forward to what happens tomorrow. Just wanted to give something to end the last tracks on a high note from Silver Dude.
Oh, thank you very much, mate. Do you want to put that towards any incentives? If you just let us know in the chat, then we can do it. Oh, we got
a raid from Some Call Me Johnny.
Oh, good stuff, folks. So, yeah, we're on the mirror mode Outrun bait up here, so, well, of course.
Yeah, we don't have a whole lot left to go in the stream, but thanks for dropping by.
Yeah, thank you very much, folks.
They're all spamming hashtag sexkick
I
in the
understand.
chat. I don't really understand raid messages, but thank you, I appreciate it.
Remember, folks, we are raising money for the Child's Play charity. So if you want to donate using the big fiery button underneath the stream, then you'll be able to send it in, and all the money goes directly to Child's Play. And what they do is they provide toys and games to children who are stuck in hospital, and it just improves the quality of life while they're in there, and it just makes it a lot easier for them. So yeah, if you're able to support the cause, it would be very much appreciated.
We also have quite a number of game incentives going on right now, such as the character to play as in Sonic Mania Plus, and one to choose the character that will join the final party in Phantasy Star 4. among others. You can check out all of that through the link in the stream title.
Yeah, it's one of the tiny URLs. I had to get a bit creative fitting it in because, you know, there's a character limit on Twitch, which is a little bit annoying for this sort of thing, but hey.
Actually, I think the tiny URL might be broken. Because it just says tinyurl.com with nothing after it.
Oh, so whoever changed the stream title didn't consider that. Can you link the schedule to people in the chat, please?
Yeah, I'm on it.
Thank you. So just to check, I think I saw you say that Silver Did you say for runner's choice or?
Yeah, they did say to runner's choice.
Okay, can you put that towards my E, please?
You got that covered now?
Yeah.
Good stuff, thank you. What I might do is I'll do one more track just after we're done with this, just seeing as we've got a whole bunch of new people and give them a little something to see just before we sign off.
I scrolled up and saw your message, Prototype. Welcome back. And thanks again to everyone who's coming into raid and sticking around. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, and thank you very much to Johnny as well for helping us promote this stream. It's very much appreciated.
And if any of you would like to support us but can't actually spare any money, feel free to share some information around on your favorite social media, or even just tell some friends in real life. Any kind of help is greatly appreciated.
Definitely, yeah.
I don't know if you'll be able to win on the mirror mode.
It's not looking too promising, is it?
Yeah, you're kind of a little close here.
That's the nice way of saying it, isn't it?
See you, Nate Virus.
Later, Nate.
Yeah, see you later on, mate. Where did I get? I got 4th place. I got one of them. I got one of the outrun base stages done. So let's see, what would make a good wrap-up final course? Let me have a little look-see through what we got.
Choose your track.
You have any of the World Tour mode unlocked?
Not on this one, because I've mainly played through it for the first time on the 360 version. I haven't really put too much time into this. So what I'm tempted to do, given I made a complete hack job of it earlier, I'm going to give another shot at the Race of Ages and see how that goes. So yeah, folks, if you want to get any donations in during this run, it will be very much appreciated.
I think Race of Ages is a great way to finish off, considering it's kind of the overall Sega stage.
Yeah, it's the original one for this game, and it's got the fancy aesthetics. It's not quite as pretty as, say, Rainbow Road, but it fills the same slot, really. Just off the bat, let's see if that actually helps fuck over the Knuckles. Nope, he's got right back up. I haven't really spent much time paying attention to the music in this level, but listening to it now, it's not anything overly memorable in my eyes, but it's still quite nice to listen to, and it's got that sort of dramatic feeling to it that you would want from a big last stage.
Yeah.
Just trying to dodge this giant. Like, the Shogun guy has got such a huge car that it's kind of a beast to try and steer around, especially when you're worried about getting knocked off.
Seems a bit unfair, doesn't it?
Well, to be fair, he's playing to his strengths. Can't fault someone for that.
feel like the Shogun car should probably, like when he's on land, rather than having like a motor or something, he should move like the Flintstones car, just having his feet running under it.
That'd be beautiful, yeah. Got Sonic. I am the real Sonic after all. Fuck off, drive straight off the edge. I can't shit talk. Every time I shit talk, I end up driving off the edge.
You really need to stop doing that.
I really need to get good, but we've been playing for like 3 hours and it hasn't happened yet, so hey.
Clearly we need to just keep playing more.
I need to sleep eventually. Tom and I are recording tomorrow.
Alright, what you working on?
Detroit.
Oh, sounds fun.
Yeah, we've...
Actually, really looking forward to watching that when y'all get through it.
That's fun. We got a couple of hours done, like the day before we... Well, not the day before we started, but like a couple of days before we started, and we've just been trying to schedule a recording session in around that.
Yeah, I imagine trying to schedule regular commentary in the middle of the marathon is a bit rough sometimes.
Yeah, but we kind of need to do it because I remember last year we had like basically nothing to put up for like 2 weeks. We just had to bump out a couple of things and the channel was a bit dead. So we kind of need some actual content to go up as soon as the marathon's finished.
Damus is saying that your kink is legs and slime girls, not shit.
Well, the legs part's right, the slime girls part is shit.
It's I think that's Tanner's thing.
Yeah, Tanner's into the degenerate shit like that. Just throw him into the bus while he's not here to defend himself.
Swarm! Shogun has gone all-star!
I think Tanner likes a lot of things that are kind of degenerate.
Yeah. Everyone should hold him to blame for any degeneracy you see and not me.
I think Damus is throwing shade at you.
Oh, he's lucky I can't quite see right now because this is a section I need to pay attention on.
He's calling you the degenerate perv Jesus.
I mean, he's not exactly wrong, but still. So what's our total at so far on that?
One sec. $1,727.69.
Nice. I'm liking that 69 cents is hanging on at the end there. But yeah, folks, remember our next game unlock is at $2,000. So if you want to see Tanner play Amazing Island, then you know what you gotta do. Okay, that definitely wasn't a good rank. I came third. Well,
I think that's better than what you did last time on that course.
Most likely it is, yeah. So, yeah. Okay, so if we get back to the menus here, have we had any last minute donations come through now?
Select a career mode.
Let me check, because...
Select a mode.
Oh, we got a $20 donate.
Nice.
Says, I like Hellfire comms and such. While I have not been keeping up much, I'm always happy to give money via Patreon to support the channel. Now I want to help with your charity event. I guess put this money towards Runner's Choice.
Okay, I'm wondering, where are all the Sonic characters at so far?
Let's see, Sonic's in the leads. Tails has $4, Knuckles has $33.04. Mighty is at 120 and Ray's at $21.50.
Well, how about we give Knuckles a bit of a buff? So yeah, put it towards Knuckles. So there we go. That's balanced out a bit. Did that have a name with it? Did somebody leave
I
their
think
name?
Sonic Team already tried giving Knuckles a buff once and it didn't turn out well.
No, there wasn't a name with it.
Alright, good. Well, if you want to make yourself known in the chat and we can thank you properly before we sign off, and I'll just let this cutscene play through actually, that's probably a good way to wrap up. This is kind of a fancy cutscene. I mentioned earlier I'm not too keen on how washed out the colours are, but I suppose that was the style they were going for. Oh, that was
the $20 was from Aranova26. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much for the donation, and the support in general is very much appreciated. So, do you want to have like a last little check before we sign off for proper, Nat?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Let's see. Nope, there's no other donations.
Okay, so including that last donation, what's our final total for today?
$1,747.69.
Awesome. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you to everyone who's came out to support the stream, whether that be just keeping us company in chat, whether that be donating, and also thank you to Johnny and his fans for coming over and giving us a little bit of love towards the end there. That's very much appreciated as well. So, yeah. Thank you all, and tomorrow we'll be back for some more games. So we will see you then. Bye bye for now, folks.
Thanks everyone. Good night.
Night, guys.